Stig, what do women say to people with big dicks?
I don't know.
See, I know you wouldn't know. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, it is the year of your Lord, 2023. This is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome back to a fresh year of podcastual delights. My name is Oodles, the jester of jovial juvenility. Joining me today, what's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. It's Biggie.
Hello.
Hello. A bear walks into a bar and says, "Give me a whiskey and cola." The bartender says, "Why the big pause?" It's Gadget.
Way.
They say makeup sex is the best, which is lucky because all his sex is made up. It's Stig.
What the fuck is this? Disclaimer.
And finally,
a normal-sized penis.
disclaimer. And finally, a toast to love, to honour, and if you can't come in her, come on her. It's Candy.
Fucking hell.
Everyone can now.
Oh, God.
Welcome
Right, that's
back.
it. I quit.
Welcome back to the show. We've got a full house, but before we get into the show, please consider becoming one of our sexy and incredibly cool patrons. Help us divide and conquer the podcasting world. Details are in our show notes, but mainly check out our website, modernescapism.co.uk, for more exquisite content and links to everything we do. Check out our YouTube too, and don't forget to review the show. And now, it's time for the very first of 2023.
I've missed it.
It's biggest breaking news. We've all missed it. Come on!
I've heard no news. Literally no news.
I haven't.
Biggie's not been around to tell us.
Turn it off. Just turn the news off.
Now it's happened for 3 weeks.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
Couldn't find anything. Next. So, Atari has said it needs extra funding to continue following its VCS retro console flop, and it seems to be involved in a lot of blockchain struggles. Options apparently are new loans with its main shareholder, Irata, a company controlled by current Atari chairman, chief exec Wade Rosen, and or raising new financing from elsewhere, which may include a public offering to meet capital needs and refinance the company's debt. Go Atari.
I mean, Atari have been like
I can't
this.
believe they're still going.
Atari have been like this since they existed. They've
It's the video game crash of the early 80s,
Of the early
late
80s.
70s, wasn't it?
There's never been a period in Atari's life, other than that kind of like early arcade phase and the 2600 era, where they've been financially well off. And in fact, this Atari is about 4 different companies away from the original
I'm going to say it's not the
Atari.
original, is it?
I mean,
They were like
No.
infograms and stuff, weren't they?
yeah, do you not remember that there was one point where the only thing Atari published for about 3 years was that terrible Alone in the Dark game on the Xbox 360?
Yeah, and the Inferno one on the Wii.
Yeah.
Did they
Great
actually
games.
think that like there was a market for a retro Atari console?
I mean, it's chasing the
baffling.
trend, though, isn't it? Because you got all these different mini consoles. Like someone last year released a mini Commodore 64 of all things.
Yeah.
You know,
Does it take out hours to load the game as well?
I'm not being funny, but the games on them are shit. Come
They're
on.
shit.
They're shit. He wants to go
There's
back
a few
and
good
play
games
them.
on those old like 2-bit consoles or whatever they're called. Like you've got Breakout and Space Invaders. That's about it.
Yeah.
That is literally all I'd play. I didn't even think Tetris were invented at that point
Buy
either.
this retro console to play Dizzy Egg.
No.
I mean,
No, I do not.
I mean, also,
And weirdly, you can buy a collection, which is like the Atari 50th anniversary, which has basically got all that and interviews and documentaries and all sorts of stuff.
I like
anyway,
Centipede,
so-
actually, thinking about it.
I mean, the thing is, it probably didn't help when the Atari VCS all-in bundles, that's the console, a retro-style joystick, and a kind of rough rip-off of an Xbox gamepad, when it costs $300
Oh,
for Atari
off.
games.
Fuck What are they on?
You just get a
Exactly.
Xbox S and emulate it.
Well, exactly.
Exactly.
Just
I
buy
mean,
one.
Just do it on your phone.
Yeah, buy one of those little handheld things that Oodles keeps buying for like 90 quid off from China.
They're brilliant.
I mean, the
Like,
thing,
Not legal.
I've been flippant about the games. Like, I'm sure there is some nice games you can go back and get nostalgia from.
There are.
But
not for
not
300
for
2 minutes.
£300.
Yeah, and that lasts an afternoon, doesn't it? The
Yeah,
excitement of that.
exactly.
Yeah.
I remember getting the PS1 Mini, thinking this is amazing. All my favourites are on here. Playing them for about a minute and going, oh shit.
They look crap, don't they?
These are shit. This
I
is shit.
put PS1 games on the Steam Deck. I'm like,
Yeah, the fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Or in my case, I got the Mega Drive emulator, and I realised how much better I was at gaming when I was younger than I am now, because I
Yeah.
didn't get anywhere with Sonic.
No, you can't. You're like, have you played Altered Beast as an adult? It's impossible.
No one can ever finish that game. I'm amazed anybody ever did.
But I did as a kid. Fucking hell. Beat it loads. As an I can't even get past first level. Fucking rock hard. And Battletoads. Don't get me started. Next.
Well, what isn't shit is Hitman. And if you already own
not.
Hitman 3, the good news is you'll be able to get all the content for free for Hitman 1 and 2. And it's a bit of a faff. I don't
Funny
know
that,
if
'cause I've got
any
them
of
all.
you-
I know, I've got them all as well.
Well,
So if
yeah,
I wouldn't
but
have them all.
to install it all and buy the different packs and levels, so it's a real faff. So for reasons unknown, they've decided to allow everybody to have it all for free anyway, from the 26th of January, as of this podcast.
I think. Well, I think it's because no one's really buying Hitman 1 or 2, and people are still like
Even though 2's the best.
No, but I mean, anyone who would want it already has it.
Yes.
And they just dropped Hitman 3 as a PS Plus game recently, I think. So
Yes, something
on
like that.
Game Pass as well.
yeah, so a lot of people have access to it and just don't have access to the older game. So yeah, fine, make them free.
It makes the company look good.
Yeah, it's a nice move from
good
IO.
for the consumer.
It's a good package to
And-
have with all the levels.
I mean, it's excellent.
And
I mean, if you play it from start to finish, from
Oh,
for all the way through all 3 games, it's
the story's
stunning.
brilliant.
No, it's not. It's terrible, but it's fucking
I
fun
know,
to play
I'm
through.
joking. I'm joking.
But it's also nice that when you're playing those games in the Hitman 3 engine, like the older levels are up-resed and they have more physics stuff that you can do with it
Yeah.
in line with the new game. So, you know, it's not like they've just like tarted these up. Like they've made them into Hitman 3 levels.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. If you've not played them, play them. Just play them. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
You really can't go wrong.
I
Next.
will at some point.
Yes.
After every other game.
It could be fake news. It's questionable, but apparently positioning your PS5 vertically could eventually break it, as there have been
Fake
rumors
news.
spreading online.
There is
That the,
two
uh,
examples of this ever happen.
I know, but I thought it was interesting anyway.
That's
Bollocks.
those two examples of something happening. That's a statistical anomaly that you would just accept with manufacturing failures.
Not to
It is
mention,
a
who
thing
has
that can
space in their lounge to lie it flat anyway?
Me?
You'd have to live
I
on
do.
it.
Yeah, I could put mine
You'd
under
have to
the...
live on it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
mine's-
someone's
unit.
earning.
Well, you obviously live in castles.
No,
I live on-
castles.
I live inside
Yeah.
my PS5.
You call them castles, which means you
They should
probably
put
live
that
in
on
a
the
castle.
box. Castle not included.
No,
Castle.
it's my TV unit's like
Castle.
it's on legs, so it can either go underneath or on the sides. But they sit on the side, one on one side, one on the other.
Yeah, both mine sit flat in underneath the top.
I mean, technically, it could go inside the unit as well, but I don't want my house to burn down.
No. Surely it's designed to stand up. It's
of course
all the
it is.
marketing. The machine's stood up. Everything. Every time you see it, it's stood up. It's a stood up machine. That's what it is.
But you run the risk of liquid metal spilling out of its casing and
I
damaging
run
all
the
the
risk
other
of that
components.
every day. Just walking around the world. Liquid metal could get me at any time. I've seen Terminator 2.
Your Sonic character as well. That sounds like something Kojima would create.
Just hiding
Liquid
along the bushes and jumping out at you.
At any time. Any time we run
He
the
is
risk.
the bush.
Yeah.
Damn you, liquid metal!
Not again.
Points
So,
at the top
forget
of the
it.
stairs and the PS5's up there just glaring at him.
It's fake news. It's fake news. Next.
As the worst
This could be
Trump
fake
impression
news as
ever.
well.
I can't do it.
Also from Sony, apparently a leaked new IP has been revealed, apparently. There's very few details. Apparently it's described as a sci-fi RPG and been developed using the Unreal Engine 5.
No
Called
way.
Liquid
What
Metal.
news? What news is this you've acquired, mate? That is sensational news. Got no details on it. It's sci-fi. It's using Unreal. Brilliant.
There you go. Just
Well,
it was
I'm
breaking
excited.
news
Wait.
today, so I thought I'd put it in.
Can't wait, mate. I cannot wait for sci-fi game in Unreal. I can't wait.
Entitled sci-fi.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
So moving on from Mr. Boring over there, trailers have been released for 2 interesting movies, Renfield and Evil Dead Rise. I've watched both.
That's news.
They both look awesome. I know, that's why it's included.
Renfield's definitely
Both look
going
really
for
good.
that. What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I thought that.
Style comedy. Like there's even like, would I say ripped off? Like Guillermo's.
Yeah.
It's almost like Guillermo's
Homage.
storyline with Renfield, like with the support group and everything as well. But
Yeah.
you know, it's Nick Cage playing a neon-looking vampire. I'm there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks
Nicholas
good.
Hoult
And
looks good in it.
He's good anyway, isn't he, Nicholas Hoult?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
good
he's
in
great.
most stuff he's in. He puts his all into it. So I think that's going to be a nice little fun trip to the cinema. I bet it's not even too long, that
Yeah.
film, either. It won't outstay its well.
No, I'll be about an hour and a half. The Evil Dead one, I mean, it looks gory and kind of fun. Doesn't look very Evil Dead, though, does it?
No.
It just seems like they've got the IP
A
tucking-
name, yeah.
get the Book of the Dead in there, which doesn't look like the Book of the Dead.
Nope.
Where's the melted like face on the front?
Yeah.
Look like
Well-
a burnt turd.
Yeah, and the Deadites don't look as. She just. I don't know. Like, I think it'll be good, but I'm not gonna rush to the cinema to see it. I don't
How many
think.
times have you been stung by these horror remakes? Stig?
Exactly.
You'll never learn. You'll
I
never
know.
learn.
I'll still watch
You'll
it.
still go.
I won't go to watch it, but I'll still watch it and I'll complain
So,
about it.
future us, when Stig's coming in reviewing this film, I want to say, I told you so. And I want you to look back, listen back to this and go, you were right, you were right. And you know it. You know it.
I do these things for you and the listener. I've
I know
said
you
this
do.
before. I
No,
take
it's
you
a
one on the
service.
chin because as Modern Escapism, we are a service. I will watch something to make sure that you, dear listeners,
Yep.
don't have to do that. Don't waste your time. I will waste my time for you.
If you
Like my
subscribe to
news
his
section.
Patreon, you're paying for him to do this service for you.
Exactly.
This is it's a circle, guys. We're doing it
sell.
for you.
Nice sell.
Speaking of circles, Netflix has done it again. The series that I loved, 1899, has been cancelled.
Yeah,
The
man.
quote that came from the creators: "With a heavy heart, we have to tell you that 1899 will not be renewed. We would love to finish this incredible journey with a second and third season, as we did with Dark, but sometimes things don't turn out the way you planned. That's life. We know this will disappoint millions of fans out there. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you were part of this wonderful adventure. We love you. Never forget." Bo and
Reviewed
John.
well as well.
I loved it. I thought
people enjoyed it.
With Netflix is it doesn't matter if it reviews well.
No.
People
Yep.
don't watch it. They just don't care if it drops off.
They
and
dropped
they'll-
this
Wait.
when everyone was obsessed with Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? It's like bad timing again.
Well, if you look
again,
at the
bad
numbers
timing.
between like the first few weeks of this compared to Wednesday, Wednesday stayed the course and stayed at like number one
Yep.
for several
Yep.
weeks. So
and that's all they want, innit?
well, that's what
that's all they care
want
about.
People viewing, don't they? But I just get to the point. No one's going to take running TV to Netflix anymore.
No,
like
it's
if they can do
Mm.
like a short story in one season, fine. People would be happy to take Netflix's money. But if you
just do limited runs, innit?
yeah, if you've
Limited
got something
shows.
that you want to tell over 3 or 4 series,
Yep.
no, people aren't going to
No
be willing
chance.
to do it anymore.
Not everyone's Ozark and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just not going to get it. You're not going to get it. That's a lesson to all you budding Hollywood types. Go to Amazon.
But the thing that pisses me off the most about it is look at something like Game of Thrones season 1 and Breaking Bad season 1.
Oh, they were shy, weren't they? No one liked them.
Yeah, the viewing figures originally and the word of mouth was, it's all right. And
All
then
right.
it grew and grew. And then when they actually gave them more series, the time to tell the story, then they became some of the biggest TV shows of all time. And Netflix just aren't willing to do that.
It's because they've got no
Just-
money. They're a skint company.
Even going back now, season 1 of Breaking Bad's a hard watch. It takes ages to get through. It's only
Yeah.
7 episodes long.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
feels like it's 3 years.
The only
it took
reason
me
you
3
watch that
attempts to
first-
watch it.
That first season that really grabs you is that opening where they stood at desert with the pants. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're like, why is this happening? That's the only thing that I want to get to. That I want to see what's happening.
Yeah.
And Bryan Cranston's incredible. That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's
like
it.
I think Breaking Bad had been out for about 3 series by the time I jumped on, because people saying watch it. So I knew to get through this first series because
Yeah,
people told
same,
me
mate.
it gets better. Fine. Like, I know that the next 2 series are going to be great, and it was. But yeah, based on what Netflix is doing, we just never get these shows.
They're expecting that like hit that Sopranos and Mad Men did, where season 1, episode 1, everyone's like, "This is incredible." Nothing exists like that anymore. Nothing. Nothing's just that good straight away anymore. It just doesn't happen anymore. There's no budget for it. But fuck them.
Unless you're Amazon.
Unless you're Amazon.
Well, speaking of Wednesday, there were rumours that season 2 might be leaving Netflix despite an MGM deal with Amazon. But it's now been confirmed that it's been renewed for season 2. So they do like
now.
some things.
For now, yeah, because
Well,
it became a
Wednesday-
cultural hit.
Yeah, Wednesday beat Stranger Things for the most
know.
viewing time in a single week.
They'll fucking cancel
Accumulated
Stranger
more than-
Things now.
400 million hours in 1 week.
It's all those millennial
Men.
goths watching it, innit?
I've still not watched it. I've seen 10,000 people dancing on TikTok to it. But I've
I
never
am
watched
fucking sick of that Lady Gaga song now.
That's
Jesus
not even
Christ.
that's not even in the show.
Is
Is
it
it
not?
not?
No, she don't dance to that, does she?
I don't know.
As I'm aware. I don't know, I've not watched that part. Candy will be able to tell
It's
us.
the Cramps, isn't it? The Cramps
Yeah.
is dancing to, I think.
Is it?
It's just
Yeah.
that TikTok
So why are they
put a
using Lady Gaga then?
more relevant and new song.
I
innit?
bet Lady Gaga's not fucking complaining.
No,
Why
of
are, they,
course
why,
not.
they, why are they using pitched up Lady Gaga? It sounds like a fucking child. It does me fucking head in.
I've never seen this Lady Gaga phenomenon. I've only
Oh,
ever seen her
it's-
dance to the
They
Cramps.
just do that this dance,
They do the-
dancing in my pants, or whatever it's
Okay.
called. I don't know the song.
Dancing with my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my hands, not my pants.
Fucking hell.
No, it's stuck in my head because I've seen it so many times.
And kids love it. Kids are doing this, like Macarena in and stuff. Fucking shite.
But no, to be fair to Wednesday, like my daughters have both watched it all. Like they
Oh yeah,
loved it.
my kids have.
Like
My kids say they
it's
adore
hit
it.
like young kids, teens, and those millennial kind of people our age who remember the Addams Family like fondly, and yeah, so I can understand why it was such a big hit. Next,
Sorry.
Bless you.
I'll do it for you while you sneeze.
Oh, we're
I
all
didn't know
listening.
what to
That's why I didn't
do.
say it. That's why I didn't say it.
Let
No,
him
like,
I don't know what to
let
do
him
without the
say
prompt.
next. I didn't know what to
It's
do.
clearly obvious we finished talking about the story. It's like, go on, Biggie, move on. It's just there.
the teleprompter got stuck, didn't it?
I
mate?
need telling.
Ridley Scott has said he will be returning to
Still alive?
blockbuster epic Gladiator, and this
Not
time the story will be following his son.
Why?
He's
Why?
dead. The dead one.
Yeah.
The one that got
The one
killed.
the one that got strung up. I'm pretty
Joaquin
sure.
Yeah.
Or son of
Phoenix's son.
Lucille. I can't fucking remember. Son of Lucille.
Oh,
Lucilla,
okay.
Lucius.
his wife.
Right, I thought you meant like Maximus's son. I was like, eh?
I'm going to say he got killed famously.
Murdered son.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I love Gladiator. I thought it was a great movie.
Ridley Scott
If he
needs to
can
fucking
refine
go in
that
a hole.
magic. Why not?
Gladiator is,
But
no,
it's
trust- Gladiator
unlikely.
is incredible, and it doesn't
It is
need
good.
a sequel.
No,
And
it
if
was a
that were-
perfect story.
And
There
if-
was a rumor that there was going to be a sequel, though, wasn't there? Like it was.
It's been
It was
going on
actually
for
him.
years.
Well, there was a rumor that he was going to be in heaven.
Oh,
in Gladiator.
yeah, that one. That was the original one they wanted to do.
Yeah.
To me, though,
Maximus would lead
Yeah.
a rebellion in heaven. I was like,
in
fuck,
heaven, yeah.
fuck off. Fuck
To
off.
me, though,
wow.
like doing a Gladiator sequel, it's like doing a Schindler's List 2 or a Shawshank Redemption again. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's the point in doing it? These are just isolated things that are perfect on their own.
What, do you not remember
Schindler's
Titanic
List
2?
2, more list. Titanic 2, it's stupid.
They actually did
Stupid.
make Titanic 2, though.
Yeah, but not
Yeah, but not
him.
James Cameron,
Not James
did he?
Cameron. yeah.
They're all going, fuck, it sunk again.
It's a horror film, actually.
I've no idea.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
Returning to his old IPs, but just
Because he's an old
Not
man.
as-
He's like, oh, get me my typewriter. I have an idea.
but he can do good new ideas. I thought The Martian was brilliant. I know it's based on
Martian's-
a
Yeah, I
book,
did.
but
Brilliant.
yeah.
No, but he did good work.
Fantastic.
The thing I find with Ridley Scott these days, it's much better if he doesn't write the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's
somebody
like
else writes it
adapting
for
some-
him.
Yeah, if someone adapts someone else's work and he's just
The
directing
man
it.
knows his way around a set piece. You
Yeah,
cannot
he-
argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, even in his shite films, the direction is always wonderful. The problem
Yeah.
is the man can't write anything and hasn't
Yeah,
been able to
exactly.
for about 25 years.
Yeah, just.
In fact, I
fucking
want to
get
say Gladiator might be the last of his original good films that he's had every hand in everything.
Yeah,
Did he write
that
the-
he writ
What
everything.
about The Last Duel? Did he write that? No, he didn't. Did he?
No, it's based on a book,
No.
I think.
Yeah.
And that was shit.
Well, I've heard really good things about it, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he just said to his boy, to his manservant, manservant, what was my last good film? Gladiator, sir. Do that again. Gladiator 2. I just see him as a really old bloke. Yeah, I just really old bloke. Can we set it in I don't know, Egypt or something? No, because that civilization was gone by then. It doesn't matter. Fucking Ridley Scott. Shut up.
enjoy
Get
your
him off.
retirement. Enjoy your
Yeah, just relax. Fucking hell. Oh, next.
So thanks to Gadget for throwing this one in. Apparently 50 Cent says he's collaborating with Eminem on an 8 Mile TV show.
Did I put that in
Now,
there?
I love that movie.
No,
Must be
no
that beard
lover
coming
of
in.
rap.
Must be that beard that's coming in, Gadget.
Oh, is that
Yeah, I
what it is? I
love
thought
that.
you'd not had a bath.
Cat's not been around to lick it off.
It's looking good, actually, man. Now you've pointed it out. Nice little shape there.
Anyway,
If you want to know what we're talking about, guys, watch us on YouTube.
yeah, 8 Mile was a fantastic movie. I loved it. I thought it was really well.
It's good. Really good.
Great performance from Eminem. So yeah, if they can translate that to a decent TV show, why not?
But why?
Yeah.
Again, why? Why do they need
They
that?
already have the film. Why
They have
Why-
the film, they have the album.
Why
they
tell the
have-
exact same story but in TV form?
Do you think his mate will shoot himself again?
I can't remember the film.
Yeah, his mate. I remember his mate
Remember-
shot. He sent in dick.
Yeah, he shot himself in the dick. I remember that bit. So
That's
is this
the
going
most
to be the
memorable
same
bit.
story, but with somebody? Would Eminem still play Eminem? Surely not. I
No,
I-
no.
I-
Not at his
I
age. He's
don't know.
50-year-old.
was going to say. That's what I mean.
I would really enjoy seeing a mid-50s Marshall Mathers playing himself coming up in Detroit.
Take my money now. Like, are you supposed to be? Are you 19? Yeah, I'm 19. I'm Eminem.
Having an argument
You
with
could
his
do
mum,
the,
who's played by someone 20 years younger than him.
He could do the Rocky thing where he tries to help somebody else come up, you know?
Yeah, but
Do
you don't need a
know-
cut.
do
You
know
don't
what
need
they
a
could
fucking
do?
cut man for
No,
rap.
do you know how they could do it if you want to bring Eminem in? Would be similar to how they do Young Rock, where he's being interviewed and he's talking about his life, and then it cuts
That
back
works.
to. So you could cut to modern day Eminem talking about his life and going, and then it kind of going back and him going
Yeah.
over like things that happened in his life.
It can be like, back then I spent so much money on peroxide, it was unreal.
Yeah,
Next.
A bit of sad news, I'm afraid. Monkey Island Terminator actor Earl Bowen has died. Bowen appeared in a dozen of games, but is likely best known as Dr. Silberman from the Terminator films.
The one that got a pen in his neck.
Yes.
That's the one.
Or
That's the
LeChuck
guy.
in the Monkey Island games, which is where I know him
Yes.
most from.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was good. He's good. He's good. He was good. Very sad. I don't know his work other than those two, but I'm sure he probably.
He's in all sorts of things. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's
spot him in many
he's a-
stuff.
Serial bit part actor. He was in
Yeah.
a lot of small roles in a lot of things.
he's one of those
Yeah.
ones where you see the face and you go, that guy.
It's him.
That's
Yeah.
the one. That's the guy.
From Terminator.
Yeah.
Really sad. Really sad.
Stiggy, I guess you might want to pick this one up. Vince McMahon
Really?
returns to WWE.
I thought he died.
Wish you would.
Controversial opinions from the Stig.
Is it controversial?
No.
I'm glad.
no. Yeah, he basically has forced his way back into the company because he still owns something like 85% of the shares. And the rumours were that he basically said, if you don't let me back in, then I won't sign off on any TV deals, which are coming up soon. So,
So they've all got to pretend that they're like, yeah, he is back.
yeah, they voted back in. They sacked two of the other CEOs who would launch an investigation against him, and one of them quit out of, because they've got morals. And yeah, so he's back in his CEO, like head of role, but hopefully he just stays away from the creative aspect.
I thought Triple H had it all now.
Well, he does the creative aspect, so he's in charge of kind of the product that we see on TV. But when
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, who's been doing it for 40 years.
He's like, let's get the divas back out. We need more divas.
Yeah, was head of creative for so many years, is back in charge and leading the company again. Whether it's just for TV rights or a sale, no idea, but...
Yeah, because that's what I heard, that he wanted to sell the
Oh,
company.
imagine if he sells it to Elon Musk. Imagine.
No, the rumours are either Comcast, Disney, or the Saudi company that owns Newcastle.
Oh, fun.
If the
Yeah.
if they're
Bastards.
if they're clever, they'll let Disney buy it.
It's just another one of those rich men get away with shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The guy did serious wrong. He went away for a moment. Everyone seems to have forgotten. Oh, Vince McMahon's back. Yay. But
Did he stomp out as well?
at
with
least
his
he's not
music,
come
his
back on
entrance?
TV yet, but I won't don't expect that not to happen.
And everyone's going to be like,
Yeah, but, I mean,
Like they do.
hardcore wrestling fans, like the ones you see on Twitter and that'll listen to podcasts and read the news and everything, they don't want him back. They hate him. They
boycott
don't-
it.
But it's your just your average people who go and take the families and don't really care about all that.
I didn't even know he really owned the company for a long time. I thought he would just pretend
Oh no,
for a long time.
He owned it. He owns it from the 80s.
Yeah, I just thought he was just like an actor playing that role. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I knew as an adult. I'm like, yeah, he definitely does own it. But when I was a kid, I just didn't realise.
It's just a twat.
We're getting him on the show this year, guys. We're getting him on the show. Next.
After a somewhat controversial, interesting World Cup, very sad news that just after, I believe, Brazilian football legend Pelé unfortunately died just after the tournament, if I remember right.
You did, yes. Absolute legend.
One of the only
One of the
football
best.
players to win the World Cup 3 times.
Yeah, highest goal scorer for Brazil. One of the just all-time, like people that don't know football know Pelé, or as the Americans like to call him, Pele. Just, I'm not 100% convinced of his off-the-pitch antics. Apparently he's nice. He was nice, but he had some darker sides to him. But he's just an absolute legend in the game. Like, you watch some of those old Pelé moments, fucking hell, unbelievable artistry from him. Even if you're not
And
in
Escape
football,
to
you can just
Victory
see
as
it.
well.
Escape to Victory. What a film. What a film. I forgot you were a film star as well with Sylvester Stallone.
Scored the winning goal.
Yeah,
Did.
won 3 World Cups
Yeah.
and beat the Nazis.
Exactly. Who else can say that? Who else
Not
can
many
say
people.
that? Not many. But yeah, just absolute legend. If you ever find time to just watch some of his old amazing plays and just his teamwork ethic and stuff like that, it's just sensational. And for young kids to look up to someone like that, that's not that bad, especially in that sport when there's so many baddies out there. So yeah, fucking love Pelé.
Cristiano.
Yeah, big baddie.
Oh my word. And speaking of weird, the latest news I could find, a man who ate 124 kebabs in a month says it hurt him physically and psychologically. A junk food loving dad has eaten 124 kebabs.
I don't remember saying this.
124
December spells
kebabs
kebab.
in 1 month. In an epic kebabathon.
Does it mean like
Consuming
a minging like doner kebab from
Yeah.
kebab shop? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
shish kebab.
No, doner kebab.
Imagine eating them every day.
he consumed a staggering 250,000 calories.
Oh my word. That's more than me this last decade. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
But he did raise £1,000 for a hospice.
Oh well, yeah, because he's going to be in it.
I mean, the money he spent on the kebabs probably equaled the same amount.
Yeah.
That's
he
what
could've
I
just-
thought, exactly what I thought.
Just
Could he just
Was he
did for me.
sponsored by the local Abracababra or something? Like, surely they would
Babylon.
have chipped in.
It's ridiculous. What a ridiculous thing to do. But, well, he's raised money for charity. Leave him to it, you know what I mean?
I mean,
He'll be dead soon.
it's also particularly brutal. 4 kebab wraps every evening. That's a
Four?
That's not an insignificant amount of food. Like, I hope
They're
he
them
was
big,
not,
like 9-inch fucking wraps,
Yeah.
aren't they? In tinfoil. They're massive.
Like, I hope he wasn't.
Stig's
eating
nodding,
anything
going,
else
I
on
want
the
one
day.
now.
see you in 10 minutes. Might order one up.
He ate 4 meat wraps every evening.
I know. I just said
I
that.
bet he put garlic sauce on them and stuff, and it weren't just meat wraps. He's like, oh, look, a little bit of veg. Ooh. Tiny little bit.
No
There's a
veg.
little scrap of cabbage on this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
need
no,
to poo.
fuck
Right.
that.
Got
I bet
salad,
he
got
put some
salad,
great
no
weight on.
salad.
No salad. Don't waste your time.
And a Diet Coke.
Fills it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diet Coke. Yes, absolutely. Oh, God, I bet you're all spotty and stuff as well with all the grease.
I mean, he'll put on a couple of stone easy over the space of
Easy?
the month. And
I
that's
bet his shit
ridiculous.
stinks and all.
I'm
Oh,
sure
imagine
his-
being his wife.
I would say I'm sure his wife enjoyed living with him.
Oh, God, stop fighting in bed, you dirty get.
Fucking sweating chili sauce.
Oof.
Oh, God. I couldn't think about worse. That'd be like hell to me. They'd say, do you want to do like 10 years in prison or do you want to eat kebabs for a full month? I'd do 10 years in prison. Telling you now. Do it.
Spunking
I love
out
prison
garlic
anyway.
mayo.
I like garlic mayo, but fucking hell.
The one bit of a kebab you'll eat. The garlic mayo.
The wrap. I'll just have the wrap, please.
It's garlic mayo
Leave the
to
lettuce
dip.
in. Oh, was that the news then, mate? Is that all you could muster up in 3 weeks?
That's it, dude.
Perfect. You've encapsulated this time off perfectly.
You're
So,
welcome.
for new listeners, because maybe new listeners, this is the moment of the show we call the Nexus, and it's usually what we've been doing the last week and what we've been getting up to. But we've had a couple of weeks off, so I'm expecting great and grand things from you all. I want to start with the person who's probably indulged in most media this month, and that's probably Stig. Probably glued to telly, that lad. Glued.
No, I've been gaming most of it, but I'm going to talk about a TV
What?
show.
You don't play games.
I've completed more games this year than you have.
It doesn't take much to complete one game because I've not completed any.
I've completed 2.
Well,
I'm close to completing 2 more. No, I'm going to talk about what I did this week. Save other stuff for another time.
Yeah.
So this week I've watched a new Netflix show called Kaleidoscope.
I've heard good things.
So this is it's an American heist drama. It stars Giancarlo Esposito. So
That's the guy. Gus.
yeah, Rufus Sewell, Paz Vega, Jai Courtney. But Jai Courtney's actually
He's literally in everything, isn't he?
Jai
he good
Courtney's
now, Gus?
good in it. I think Jai Courtney's turned good because he's now, rather than trying to be the leading man in
He
things,
realises it's a bit.
he realizes if he just plays the arsehole, he's really good at it. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it centers around a group of people planning and trying to pull off a big bank heist to rob these huge vaults full of all these bonds. But the thing is with this is, bar the last episode, you can watch these episodes in any order you want.
What?
So there is no actual moving storyline in how you should watch these episodes. Each episode is named a different color. You have yellow, which takes place 6 weeks before it. Green, 7 years. Blue is 5 days before the heist. Orange is 5 days. Yeah, orange is 3 weeks before. Violet is 24 years behind. Red
Wow.
is the morning after, and then pink is 6 months after, and then white is the heist. So they tell you to leave white to the end, and then the rest can be
They
watched.
tell you this. Where?
There's a
When you
little
start playing it.
yeah. So there's a little thing at the beginning called black, and it says watch all these in order, and then white to the end. The best thing to do is just let Netflix choose for you. So it
Just
randomly,
choose randomly.
it just does it randomly for you. So we just
knowing me,
played
to pick white straight away.
Netflix.
Just watch the last.
I have heard people
Like
say
how
it's
you read
better
your
to
books.
watch red and pink after because that's the aftermath of the heist. But I actually found it really interesting to see the
This is
aftermath.
such a weird concept.
Mm.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
into it.
I
I
really
am.
liked seeing the aftermath before the heist because of things
Yeah.
that happened and where characters ended up, and you sat there guessing, going, "Ooh, what happened? What happened to him? What happened to them? What happened here? What
Like
all
on
that?"
Reservoir Dogs. That's what the whole film's about.
Yeah, and you kind of you get all the answers in white. So we were like, "Oh, so what's that about? What's this about?" And then obviously you find out right at the end, like it shows you everything and how they did everything and whatnot.
This is fucking clever, this. This
Yeah.
is dead clever.
I see the Rotten Tomato scores are like 50%. They aren't really, really good scores. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, me and Kate really enjoyed this, and we're really invested in it. And the episodes kind of all range from between half an hour and 50 minutes, depending on what the episode's about. And I think
what order did you do it in? Just any?
I can't remember. We started with yellow. Weirdly enough, actually, the one we did it in is how Wikipedia's written down here.
Oh right, just randomly.
But yeah, it just happens to be the same one that we did it in. But it was quite good because you had like one episode it'll introduce you to a certain character. You're like, hey, what's that about? And then you'll get 24 years ago this happened, and it kind of tells you the backstory of it. Or then all of a sudden it introduces. There's a talk of the FBI, and then you get the FBI introduction and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Does it manage to stick the landing on everything being kind of out of sync?
I thought so. Yeah, I thought there's parts of it where I thought, well, that just seems a bit convenient. Do you know what I mean? Like in high, you just think surely there would be guards there, or this there, or that there, or why would you leave that there for someone to find, that kind of thing. But other than that, but they're kind of tropes in all these kind of films, I think.
Yeah.
But there's it just kept you guessing, and then there was a moment in one of the episodes that happened, and I thought about it in my head, and when you see it in white, and it shows you, oh yeah, that is how they did it. I was like, I said I knew that. I saw that in that episode just randomly, and I thought I was going to say something to you, and I didn't. She says, yeah, but now you sound like you didn't think it up. I said, I know, but I did.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm on her side.
I wish I'd have said something to you because I saw it. And she thought the same thing, but we kept it to ourselves.
Oh.
Like it was just kind of like something happened, and I wanted to make Mo say it, but I didn't want to spoil it for her in case she hadn't picked up on it.
Yeah.
But we've decided now because of that, so that if you pick up on something in these kind of things, just say. Because now it sounds like I didn't. But
what if you're watching The Usual Suspect and you go, I reckon he's Kaiser Soze? That's going to ruin the whole fucking film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you know it, then right. But like if you're watching it for the first time and you have an idea, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. We watched it over 3 nights, a couple of episodes a night.
I'm really intrigued in that. Time. I do like the strange, like it's called Kaleidoscope as well, which is really, it plays on that, doesn't it? Where it's any order, just colours.
You literally could start the thing with 6 months after the heist, or the morning after it, but you won't find any of those answers out until right at the end when you watch White.
Wow, what a clever thing. That's what's good about streaming services. They can do clever things like this. They'll not do it again, though, because it got 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. It's a shame.
The only disappointing thing was when they did the flashback episode, you do have 2 old men in their 50s and 60s just with like shit wigs and makeup on. Yeah. they still move like 60-year-old men, unfortunately. It doesn't kind of work. So obviously the budget for de-aging wasn't there, but other than that, like it's really good fun, and there's some good twists and turns in it. There's a few I didn't see come in, but there was a few that you did see, which I always appreciate.
You didn't mention it. That's the thing.
No, but I always like that when you can actually pick up on a few things, but then you still have like
it's clever writing, isn't it?
Pulled from under you. Yeah,
I like that. That's a good recommendation. I might jump on that this week. Anything else?
Loads of stuff, but I'll leave that for.
We're going to save that, aren't we?
Plus for our Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, patrons are going to get a right bonus this month. Bonus! Woo! I'll go next. I've got 2 little things. One thing, I have been playing a computer game, but I've not completed it, Stig. You'll be happy to know.
Pathetic.
What happens when you mix Monster Hunter, Dark Souls, and super cute deformed mechs? You get SD Gundam Battle Alliance, guys. Come on, don't turn off. Listen. SD Gundam Battle Alliance by Bandai Namco, of all people. Who would have thunk it?
Shocking.
Yeah, I know.
that a game with a title that sounds like a keyboard thrown down a hallway would be published by Bandai Namco.
I know. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, if you like Monster Hunter and you like Dark Souls, you're doing yourself a disservice not even considering this, because there is demo available on all platforms. SD, when it comes to Gundam, it stands for Super Deformed. So you've seen a little Super Deformed Gundam. Let me find one. This is, again, for the YouTubers.
Put your pants back on, Noodles.
This guy here. That's a Super Deformed Gundam, yeah?
So it's a Chibi Gundam.
Chibi Gundam, that's correct. And they're basically, in the mangas and stuff like that, they just make them small, and even the humans are tiny little minuscule people next to them and stuff. And this game is basically like a Monster Hunter, you know, where you're dropped into a map, and you've got to go and kill a boss. It's that. Yes. But it's really fucking good because it's mechs, and you get to make your own mechs and build them, and when you kill monsters, you get parts from them to build other mechs, like Monster Hunter with armor. You get what I'm saying, don't you? If you're into that.
Look at him, he's so happy with it.
It's so good, but it's mega long, so that's why I've not completed it yet. But the main thing I want to talk about is a show I watched, and a show that's really affected me in a good and a not so good way. It's called The Patient. It's on Disney Plus. Steve Carell and Domhnall Gleeson. I don't know if you've ever heard of this show.
I've seen the title for it. I haven't seen anything on it.
Only when you brought it up. Which is disappointing because it doesn't seem like it's been advertised much.
It's not. That is a synopsis. So the psychotherapist who recently lost his wife finds himself held prisoner by a serial killer with an unusual request to curb his homicidal urges. So basically, Domhnall Gleeson, he's a serial killer, and he goes to Steve. This is all in the first 15 minutes. So I'm not really spoiling it.
Spoilers.
Give up. He goes to Steve Carell, who's a really, really well-respected Jewish therapist, one of the best, but obviously he's got his own demons. His wife's just died. He's got family problems. But a therapist's still got to go to work, haven't they? There's still got to be a therapist. And he's talking to Domhnall Gleeson in his office and stuff like that. And there's something off about him. Like he's wearing sunglasses and stuff. And he just thinks, he's like, this is not for you. Therapy's not for you, mate. You're going to have to piss off. And then Steve Carell wakes up in a basement, chained to Domhnall Gleeson. It's his house, and he becomes his living therapist without choice. And he asks him basically, you need to stop me from killing people with therapy. And that's the plot. It's a limited series, so I think there's like 9 episodes in total. Half an hour long. Love that. Love that. So it's not super long. And I think this is hands down Steve Carell's best performance he's ever done in his career. It is. So I was crying my eyes out watching this. It's not where you think it'd go. It doesn't go places that you think it'd go. Things happen. There's no like mega twists or like that. It's not M. Night Shyamalan. It's and good. Domhnall Gleeson. Yeah, it's good. Domhnall Gleeson. If you don't know who he is, he's in Star Wars and Harry Potter and stuff. Brendan Gleeson's son. Great actor. He's brilliant in this, and he's a brilliant psychopath, fantastic psychopath, a lovable psychopath in a way. And I don't mean like Hannibal Lecter, like sexy. I mean he's just lovable. It's just there's something about Steve Carell when he does a dramatic performance that. Because when I used to see Steve Carell, because I'm so obsessed with American Office, all I see him is Michael Scott. That's it. That's who he is. That's it. He's such a chameleon. Is it Foxcatcher?
I told you he was good in that TV show that you did about the news. I've forgotten the name of it now, but he was really good in that.
Yeah.
He's brilliant in The Big Short.
Big Short, yeah.
Not that one, no.
Not Anchorman. I love Lamp.
Oh, he's brilliant in that, though.
He is. That's not a drama.
That's a dramatic role, yeah.
In this, it's so odd because he's still got his Michael Scott voice. That is his voice. But he's putting on such a powerful performance of a man that's forced to be a therapist when he's chained to the floor. Do you get what I mean? It's like, what a scenario to be in. And then, obviously, he doesn't want this person to go out and kill. So he's kind of forced to be who he's being forced to be. And it's such a human show, and it's like it's not mega. There's no mega action or like that. It's a proper thought-provoking like talkie. It's a talkie, and most of it's set in all one room, like Saw, but not Saw. It's not like we're gonna play a game. It's not like that. But it's just if you watch the first episode, it's half an hour. If you're not captured by that, don't bother. But I reckon you will be. I reckon you'll be like, ooh. And he needs to get like an award for this because he's fucking sensational. But like Stig says, Disney are not marketing this anywhere. It just came out over Christmas. No one's talking about it. It's been reviewed really well. It's just, I think it's sensational. You're doing yourself a disservice not watching it. The Patient on Disney Plus. We are not sponsored by that show. But yeah, really fucking stellar. Candy, what you been doing?
Well, I have to confess that actually I haven't been doing that much over Christmas, and the reason being is I stayed with my mum and her viewing habits for TV. There's one TV in the house.
Boys.
No, thank God. I would have had to have killed her. No, it
was you all along.
So her viewing habits are The Chase and The News and Coronation Street, and that's pretty much it. She's not a huge streamer.
Is that on all the time?
Oh,
like?
go on then. Tell us. What's been happening in Corrie?
I don't know. I tuned out. Somebody probably got killed, I think.
Is Fred Elliott still in Butchers?
Oh, he's long
Standard.
dead. Long dead.
Oh yeah.
Dead? Spoiler alert. Fucking hell.
Yeah, drop down. Too much meat.
Well,
So we spent a bit of
That's what
time
she
catching
said.
up on ones that I'd seen that I thought that she would like some of the highlights from Netflix, all of which we've spoken about. So I'll prattle through them quickly. So we watched Sandman, which she thoroughly enjoyed. And I took a bit of a risk with that one because she's not totally into fantasy. I didn't think it would hit or not, but absolutely
Did
loved
you think
it.
everyone was sexy in it?
Of course, everyone is sexy in it.
Can I make a confession?
He's not finished it.
I removed it from my continue watching.
You are a terrible person and you don't deserve good things.
How far did you get with it?
The last episode I watched was the one. Was it with Death?
The death episode.
Yeah,
was last
One of the
Turn
best
to a friend.
episodes.
Yeah, I'm surprised you left
Yeah.
it out after that one.
I just didn't have any desire to go back. I was like, I've got more TV and stuff I want to watch. It just kept
You're a
getting
baddie.
pushed. It kept getting pushed to the back, and I was like, eh.
I can't trust you anymore. It's my favourite show of last year.
Well, at least you saw the two best episodes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the last episode's fantastic as well.
It is good.
Oh, fuck.
We also watched Elvis, the Baz Luhrmann one. Again, that was New Year's Eve. So we have a traditional. New
Everyone's
Year's
sexy
Eve
in that as well.
Apart from
Me.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is quite sexy in
He's
that.
the sexiest.
Are you ready to fly?
What else did we do? So we Doodles, you'll like this. We
Gundam.
played Who
You
Wants
watched
to
Gundam with her?
No, we played Who
Oh.
Wants to Be a Millionaire because that is she just loves her game shows.
Which did you play on PlayStation?
Yeah.
It's the best version. Who did you
So
play as?
bad,
Who did you
I
main
can't
as?
remember. I can't remember the girl.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Do you know what
There's
Heather.
the blonde posh guy.
Yeah. I'm the best.
From Eton boy.
I got that
best
one right
bit is
because
trying
I'm
to-
the smartest.
No, the best bit is when you phone a friend and you have to choose, like, is it going to be Auntie Linda? Is it going to be your
Yeah.
schoolmate? So, like, what? Who's going to know the answer to this? And then you always
Yeah.
second guess yourself. But there's, like, I didn't realize just how janky it is because there was one question
so
in
bad.
particular that I remember, and the question was asked, and in brackets it said, "Check this." So obviously somebody had gone back and actually checked whether it was a fact or not, but they just left it on in there. Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
good.
love it. The thing is now though, Candy, now you've admitted you've got that, we can stream that online
I
together.
am so terribly bad at it though. Like our record was
Mate, I
64,000.
lost before fucking £1,000 question in front of millions.
Yeah, Oodles fucked it up at the £200 question.
Yeah, but their questions are not stacked correctly.
No, they're
Like,
not.
sometimes
You're
you'll
gonna
get
have
to
the
1,000 in
hardest
the
one.
flash. Yeah, and then questions that no one would ever know are like the £200 question. And we kept getting really difficult questions about DC as well.
I've unlocked comics now, and I just had a full round of comics, and I got to 1 million, and I won it. I'm like, I can do this. If only this was it forever. But no, general knowledge is fucking.
We were
tough.
saving up for the Harry Potter one because I would have actually smashed that. But no, we
what I
kept
mean.
getting questions about the Flash.
Stig
It's like,
will-
I don't fucking know.
The
You
Flash.
see-
Oh, you should have rung me up. Phone a friend.
I should have done. Good point.
You just want to get in on the speed run for it. There's only 2 people on the top of the speed
run it. Oh,
yeah.
What time? How quick have I got to credits?
Any percent, 1 minute 18 seconds.
We can do it.
We can do it.
We can do
I'm
it.
in.
We can be speedrunners.
Absolutely in for that.
There's so many easy achievements you can get on that game as well. You can platinum it in about an hour.
Oh yeah.
Get it done.
Did it for the points. I also played the Forspoken demo. Didn't hit as much as I thought it was going to.
Told you it was shite.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Do you know what? I'd like to play it more, but I'm going to definitely wait till it's like on PlayStation Now or something.
I think it does a really bad job at
it.
tutorializing it in the demo, doesn't it? It's like, go.
Yeah,
Go
and
and
it's a
be
really
that person.
bland bit of scenery that you're playing in as well.
Yeah.
Like it's just a field and a bridge, and that's about
Yeah.
it. There was just nothing to really kind of grab me. But yeah, the tutorial was questionable.
Have you not seen the write-up about that? Apparently that game's 50% cutscenes, which it's not a bad thing. It's a story game, you know what I mean? It can still be quite long. But
That's very
apparently
Square
it's
Enix, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's Kojima levels of like storytelling.
See, that brings me back in a
It might be
little bit.
brilliant. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, if it's got a really good narrative,
And there's just a bit of a grind in between. I think I could live with that. But yeah, it's bound to be on PlayStation Now, or just if it's 20 quid,
Yeah.
I'll give it a punt, but not 70 quid, whatever it's going to be, or whatever
It looks
it is.
pretty.
It's out now, isn't it?
no,
It's out imminently, I think.
this month.
Yeah. So I think I mean,
Get
I
it?
guess
All
that's,
good retailers.
that's the risk, isn't it? When you put out a demo, like you might bring some new people on board that weren't interested, or you could lose a bit of interest too. And it
Didn't you see
depends.
that the patched the demo as well?
Oh, did they?
It's a good sign.
Well, hopefully I'll be proven wrong, and if the reviews are better than I expect,
I think it's gonna land at a massive 6 out of 10.
Yeah, well, on our gaming league draft on Discord, I put that as my counter pick because I didn't think it was gonna. I don't think it's gonna review particularly
You
well.
didn't do much of a gamble on that, did you, mate?
No, not really. I didn't take it. Well, I did gamble on Starfield though. Oh, it's gonna be shite.
That's gonna be a 5 out of 10.
That was my counter
That
pick.
was,
Okay.
yeah, that was
You're
nearly
the
one of
smart
mine
one.
as well.
I'm building a cockpit in my spare room just so I can sit there and be fully immersed in my.
Yeah, but you're not gonna do what Gadget's done. You were so excited for that game that I've been playing that he sent me. That's fucking turgid. I can't remember his name. It's just that bad.
Callisto.
That's what. And he just admitted it. He's shite. You're gonna be like, Starfield's still good, guys. There's something in there. There's something. It's like Candy got a 3 out of 10.
She's
There's
still
something
defending
there.
Fallout 76.
I fought hard for Fallout 76. I tried
There's
so
something
hard.
really good about it, guys. You just got to get past the first 45 hours.
Then mint.
Fuck that.
I did watch Glass Onion, which is
did.
the follow-on from Knives Out, so the second in the Knives Out film. Yeah, disappointed. You can obviously, you can tell that they had probably a bit more. Well, it's hard to tell actually if the budget was the same and they spent it on set pieces rather than quite so much of a star-studded cast. Although it did have
As disappointing as that, I think the film and the plot is, I still think Benoit Blanc's fantastic.
He was brilliant, and I love how he fully went into the
Regardless.
campness of it all as
Yeah.
well. Like he's actually, it's definitely a little bit less serious, I think, than the previous one.
When he walks up in his one-piece swimsuit with the yellow
Yes.
neckerchief on, I was
Sense-
fucking howling.
Yeah,
Sensational.
if Hugh
I'd
Grant
be his
wasn't enough of
husband
a
in
clue.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable. It just didn't live up to Knives Out. I didn't think. I thought the plot and the writing was just a little bit weaker.
Wrong.
I enjoyed that it was a little bit of more of a
just turn the tables on her.
no
Because
no,
I thought it was
not having
fantastic.
I thought it was fucking brilliant.
And
I
yet
loved it.
it's not as good as
I
Knives
loved it.
Out, but that's not
It's not.
a bad thing.
Candy, let's just start his own podcast, mate.
I think so. Yeah.
The realist
Terrible
podcast.
opinions.
The
No, I mean, I
realist.
Blunt
found it
knives are out.
enjoyable. I just it didn't compare to Knives Out. I didn't.
Oh,
think, 'cause,
I was
you know,
glued to it. I watched
twists
the whole
and
thing in
turns.
one sitting. I loved it, but I didn't love it. You know what I mean? It's like if it just came out on its own as a one-off thing, I'd be like, "Oh, that was brilliant." But because
Yeah.
of the pedigree of the first one, it hindered it. And
Yeah.
again, I'd watch Benoit Blanc on Homes Under the Hammer. I don't give a fuck. I just watch him. You know, he's fantastic.
I have been very
Brilliant.
much enjoying this trend on Twitter and TikTok of people like writing out like lines for Benoit Blanc. Like if he was in Critical Role or if he was in this video game. And,
In the Muppets.
in the Muppets.
The Muppets.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
We can get his
I
outfit
think-
on Among Us as well.
Oh, yeah, you
Totally
can.
dressed
And
as Benoit
Daniel Craig, when he's doing comedy, he's fucking good.
Yeah, he
Because
is.
He's such a funny man.
Because he's like Leslie Nielsen, he plays it straight.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly.
See-
And he could do. Is it Naked Gun?
Naked Gun.
He could do it.
Yeah.
He could do it. 100%.
But I mean, that role can be further.
Instead,
from
they've got
Bond
Liam
either.
Neeson.
Oh God, that's right.
I really liked it. I figured out the killer because I saw something. We did actually mention that because both me and
Oh, did
Kate
you this
saw
time?
it. Saw it. Yeah, well, she saw it as well. She went, "Did that just happen? Did you see that?" I was like, "Yep." And Gadget knows what I'm talking about because I messaged
Yeah,
him
I know
about
what you're
it.
talking about. Yeah.
And I was like, and at that point, I was like, right, instantly figured it out, but I
Mm.
didn't see the other thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it unfolds. It's enjoyable. Like I didn't stop watching it. I didn't cut away from it at any point. It's just that first one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would be hard to live up to it. But then they've signed up for what is it, like 5 films?
no, it was
Yeah.
three. There
Bring-
was two more films.
2 more.
Keep bringing them. Keep doing them.
do
Yeah,
two,
I mean-
2 more serious ones and then one with the Muppets.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I fucking adore that Muppets one if they did that. Oh my god. Him and Rizzo just out on fucking Prowl. Oh my god. It was so good. And Gonzo kicking off.
I mean,
do
it would
think it
clearly
has a
be
good-
Miss Piggy being the killer.
Oh, absolutely. Hey,
Yeah. Oh, she might be the damsel though. Who knows? Oh god, it'd be so
No, Kermit
good.
would be.
One more sleep till Christmas.
Kermit's a cook. He's not a damsel, he's a cook. It's not his fault. It's an abusive relationship. Biggie, have you done anything? Mate?
No, I've had a quiet couple of weeks. No, I've actually got a hangover after going to a gig last night to go and
Nice.
see a local band called the Frobos. Shout out to Ben and Dom Myers, part of that band. Frobo stands for front bottoms, by the way. And they just do rock classics from the 60s to current, and it was really good. Got a cracking hangover and walked to the taxi rank with my best mate M. Flem, who walked a bit like Pinocchio on strings. It was fucking hilarious. He was absolutely cunted. But
Hey,
what I
was
did
the first one to
watch,
say it this year.
And the award for first C-bomb goes to.
what I did watch were 2 things. One was called Watcher, and the other one was The Watcher.
Are you sure it's not
Now-
The Witcher?
Watcher is a
Watcher.
2022 psychological thriller. It was a film written and directed by Chloe Okuno in her theatrical debut and screenwriting debut, might I add. From original screenplay by Zach Ford. The film stars Micah Monroe, Carl Glusman, and Bern Gorman. I can't reveal too much about the plot because it would naturally ruin the
One of them.
tense thriller. But it's an American couple, Julie and Francis, relocate to Bucharest. They move into an apartment building with a large picture window. Julia notices a man looming in the window from the building across the street. Whilst Francis works long hours, Julia grows unnerved by the man in the window who watches her on a daily basis. And the cinematography is incredible. The focus on Micah Monroe. She was in It Follows. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
She's a standout from that, and she's
Good, that.
just incredible. The camera just absolutely encapsulates her, and she's fantastic. Her performance in this is so good, and I loved it from start to finish. Really, really tense, slow, but great movie. Really, just go
Oh, it's a
and watch
movie. I
that,
thought it
please.
were a show. Oh, cool.
No, it's awesome. Really, really good. And The Watcher is a Netflix American mystery thriller TV series.
It's got nothing to do with that one.
Nope.
Oh.
By
Do you think he
Ryan
put
Murphy?
Watcher on by mistake and then realised it?
Yeah,
it
he
was
watched
the
them
Watcher?
both.
no.
He's definitely watched them
They
both.
both just happened to be 2 things I was interested in, and with the similar
Tomorrow you should
title.
watch The Witcher, and then you've done them all. Done them all, mate.
This came out 2022 as well. It's loosely based on a 2018 article from New York's The Cut. It's based on a true story. But basically, it's a little mini-series of a married couple moving into their dream home, are threatened by terrifying letters from a stalker, which is signed The Watcher. It stars Naomi Watts, Bobby
Ooh,
Cannavale, Jennifer Coolidge, Mia Farrow, Christopher McDonald,
Bloody
to
hell.
name a few. Stellar cast. It's really interesting sort of mystery. Each episode sort of it has red herrings left, right, and centre. So every time you think I know who it is, obviously it changes, and it's so good. It's really well done. Apparently, it's been signed up for a second season, but we all know how Netflix works, and it ends well enough.
And it's reviewed really well.
Well, I think it's really good, really, really interesting. Again, you don't want to talk too much about it, but Jennifer Coolidge is fantastic in it. She literally plays herself as she does in almost every movie she's in. She's really good in this.
He's Bobby Carnival, the big, hey, I'm a fucking Italian, man. He's just playing that role. He always plays that role, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he plays the father. He's
fucking
really good.
mook.
But his sort of
Great.
his breakdown is his suspicions about who the person is causes havoc in the family as well. But yeah, really, really good, really tense. Really, really good show.
Loads of good stuff so far.
But it's difficult to talk too much about them without obviously going into spoiler territory. So I'd rather just let people check them out. But I recommend both of them without a doubt.
Excellent. Brilliant. Gadget. Hello.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to do my standard watch games done quick because that's kicked off this evening. In fact, I'm currently watching.
Are you going to do your usual and let me know what I need to watch, please?
Yeah, well, I'm currently watching it on silent in the background, Symphony of the Night.
What? Turn this off. Let's fucking go.
All bosses run in 35 minutes.
No way, not on Symphony.
Well, he's 8 minutes in and he's already got the dog form.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but there's loads of ones I'm looking forward to, like Stray, Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Wow.
Well, Ground Zeroes rather. Ground Zeroes getting a perfect run in like 15 minutes.
You get an achievement for that as well.
Yeah. But the one that you'll want to look out for, Oodles, is on Thursday, so the day this comes out. You'll have to catch up on YouTube after the fact.
I always do.
But Neon White.
The actual speedrunning game.
Yeah.
He's getting speedrun.
Because I haven't finished the game, you'll know more about this. White's Heaven Rush in 40 minutes.
Fuck off.
That's what they're
Not
doing.
a chance, not a prayer. Not going to do it.
Well,
not going to do it. Took me 10 hours.
Well, yeah, he's apparently doing it in 40 minutes. So, yeah, this one is for because it's the winter one. I believe this is the Prevent Cancer Foundation? Yeah, Prevent Cancer Foundation. So make sure you get in. I've bought the t-shirt as usual and just donate them some money. They're all lovely, lovely people.
It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. So, and yeah, there are loads of them. The whole schedule's up right now and everything gets put up onto YouTube after the fact as well. So it doesn't matter if you missed it.
No Dark Souls ones this year.
I haven't spotted it, but I'm sure there probably is.
It's been done to death, hasn't it?
It's been done plenty of times. I don't think there's anything new on there. Hang on, let's have a quick look for Souls.
No.
Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin.
Ooh, Scholar. Ooh.
1 hour 20 to do all the old souls.
Fuck off. These people are insane.
That's towards the end of it. I mean, immediately after that run is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, 100% in an hour and 15.
We had that known glitch that gets you to the last boss in a minute.
Well, yeah, because they're 100% in it.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, yeah.
I want to see some Monster Hunter ones, but I don't know if you can speedrun Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you can. There has been ones. They haven't done it this time, but I'm sure they did Monster Hunter Rise at one point, and they've done...
It's out this month, Monster Hunter Rise, guys, on PlayStation.
Yeah. And last one, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, 1 hour 25 on European Extreme.
Fuck off, you can't even get spotted.
Yeah. So, but the stuff I've done this week, so quick mention, because I've had a very Taika Waititi-based week this week, because on iPlayer, both Season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows and the first season of Our Flag Means Death dropped on the iPlayer
I've seen
this
that
week.
as well. The pirate one.
Yeah, so we watched all of Season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows. We're at 3 episodes into Our Flag Means Death, which is fucking great, because it's Rhys Darby playing a fop of a pirate.
I had to watch that last year on Daily Motion because it weren't available over here. So I watched Impact. I've watched it all. It's really good, isn't it? Rhys Darby's so good. Yeah.
It's taken ages for both those shows to come over here because Season 4 of Shadows was out.
Yeah,
in the middle of last year.
Yeah,
in America. So it's only just come out over here, which is really frustrating. But it was a very good series, and I really
enjoyed it.
But the main thing I've been doing this week is playing a video game. I've been playing Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh, yes, I want to know about this, please.
Yeah, so this is an action-adventure game from
Tango.
From Tango Gameworks, yeah, which is Shinji Mikami's studio. But
Godfather.
But not directed by Shinji Mikami, because the whole remit with Tango is that he wants to give opportunities to younger developers and younger directors.
Yep.
So this one is directed by, I think it's his first game, actually. This is Kenji Kimura.
Kimura. Didn't he... No. Ignore me.
I mean, there are quite a lot of kind of luminaries around him from the company who are helping.
I'm pretty sure there's a Kimura attached to the last Devil May Cry 5.
I think you might be right. I can't remember. But so this game, you play a kid called... I'm trying to find his name because I can't remember his name. I think it's Akito. You play a kid called Akito. So he is in Tokyo. And kind of everybody dies. Like, everybody just drops dead. But it's kind of like a rapture kind of a event because just their bodies disappear.
Mm.
But the difference with Akito is he's killed like seconds before this because he gets hit by a bus. Everyone else
so he escapes the rapture.
Yeah, and he gets there is a spirit who called KK who is roaming around looking for a body to occupy so he can do his mission. And he sees that the only body left around is Akito, so he goes into it, and you have a ghost in your head who talks to you. And it helps you through this mystery. In the process of it, so Akito got run over because he was rushing to get to the hospital because his sister was in great peril with her illness.
Mm-hmm.
So he forces KK to help him get to his sister. And when they get there, this man in a Hanaya mask, and the character is just known as Hanaya, is in the hospital room and takes Akito's sister. And the story of the game is then the finding out why everybody suddenly died, but also finding out what Hanya is up to and finding his sister. And I'm about halfway through in the game, and this game got kind of a bit dropped in the review scores when it came out.
It got bad negativity for things I love. That's the problem.
Thing is,
what people say, no, it's so grindy. I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, and I think people expected something different to what they actually got with this one.
Like Evil Within.
Yeah, because like this isn't really a horror game. This is more of an action-adventure game, but it's got creepy elements to it. There is obviously this whole kind of traditional Japanese ghost thing going on in the background. Lots of yokais.
Yeah.
It's creepy, but you kind of walk around this very empty Tokyo, and it's fucking beautiful. It's actually one of the chillest games I've ever played. Ooh. It's lovely because Tokyo is realized so well, and like you can go into like kind of Google Maps and see these are real streets. Like you get to the Shibuya crossing, it is as impressive as it should be. Is it the Shibuya crossing?
Seen on that Resident Evil film.
Yeah. But it's all real place in Japan. Half the shops are kind of real places. Like obviously some things are
Don Quixote everywhere.
Yeah. There's one. I've seen a few of them going around.
Fucking hell.
It's like it takes like that level of detail that Yakuza's very good at, but then expands it to be a huge chunk of the city rather than like
Yakuza makes it up, doesn't it? It makes it up, but it looks real.
Yeah,
if this is real Tokyo. That's cool. That's cool.
The gameplay also involves your kind of general day-to-day gameplay. You're going around the streets. You will find these things they're called visitors, which are the ghosts. And they are kind of vague Slender Man kind of things, like they're kind of salarymen in suits, but their faces are kind of blacked out with cloth. And they will rush you. And the combat is you have like different kinds of magic that KK provides you.
First person, and you're just hurling magic at them. It's not the most detailed or intense combat system, but it works. It's flashy and it can be really impactful, and it can be quite tense when you've got like 15 enemies rushing at you and you need to kind of like balance around your ammo and do finishing moves to get your ammo back and stuff like that. I can see why people were disappointed with it, but also I really, really am enjoying it. It's a lovely game. I want to play it as well.
It's got that. At first, I was worried it would be a little bit like an Ubisoft collectathon, and it's got elements of that in, but I think it works out because the chunks of Tokyo that you unlock, you have to find Torii gates to unlock bits of the map. It's better than like an Ubisoft game or like Days Gone was because the areas that you're unlocking aren't enormous. So you can hit and clear each area pretty quickly. So you're not.
That's
getting,
what I like about games, though.
Yeah. But so you've got that same function, but you're not getting spammed with icons that gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you only ever have maybe 3 or 4 side quests to do at any given time, and each one of them takes about 10 minutes to do. The main quests take about an hour to do, and it's only an 11 or 12 hour game if you're just mainlining it. But it's really well put together. It's really well put together. It's you'll love the fucking collectathon thing, because the one thing I don't like in the collectathon is you see kind of spirits that are floating around that you rescue.
Yeah.
The lost spirits. There's 204,000 of them.
Easy, that. Easy.
I mean, granted, each one you pick up is several hundred to 1,000 at a time, but still 204,000. The scale is off the fucking charts.
Get that in a week, mate.
You probably would.
Easy.
But yeah, I think people should have another look at Ghostwire Tokyo, because I think it's a lot better than people gave it credit for.
Yeah.
It's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, but it's really enjoyable. It's really chill. This is a perfect audiobook / podcast game. You can just have some stuff playing in the background, just pause it when a cutscene comes up. Cutscenes are really well delivered. The acting is good. The graphics are beautiful. It's not The Evil Within, and I think people will let down. People wanted The Evil Within 3, and this isn't it. But it's a
That's coming out, though.
It hasn't even been announced.
No, it will. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
The last and left on a cliffhanger.
True. But yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo is really good. People should give it a chance.
I'm keen.
I'm sure it'll hit PS Plus at some point this year.
Didn't you do something else this week, Gadget?
Yeah, I watched fucking
Recently.
Fast and Furious 7 last night.
Yeah, boy, it's coming back.
The crowd goes wild. The boys are back. The family's back together. Yes.
God, I was so fucking angry at that film.
Have you watched it yet, Biggie?
Miserable.
No, I will be.
You could have watched it this morning when you were hungover.
No, I wasn't. I was with my daughter.
She could have watched it. It's a good family romp.
No, there's no F-bombs in it.
No.
It would have been
Lots
me
of arses in
dropping them.
Loads of asses in it. Yeah, there's asses in it.
For people keeping count, the first male gaze happens within the first 5 minutes.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I see no issue.
Standard.
So look forward to that, please, patrons. The family's back in town. It's happening. It's back on because Stiggs forced them to at gunpoint.
Yeah.
He literally went to their house and forced them.
They promised the
And,
people.
Yeah, and I watched the extended edition as well. So I watched even more of it voluntarily.
You've seen
Extra
more of
punishment.
Fast 7 than I have. I've not
Yeah.
seen the extended
It's like-
edition. You're more of an expert than me.
It's a 2-hour, 20-minute film without extended. So I don't know how long the extended one is.
2 hours
Is it like
30.
Return of the King?
It was 10 minutes of added scenes.
Oh, God.
I don't
happy.
think any of them were necessary.
I'm so happy for the patrons because it's what they've been yearning for. Didn't they get one episode last year? One episode.
Yeah, they did. We're busy.
Pooh.
Excellent. Get that done, and then we're going to do Kenny Potter. So get that done. Ooh, excellent. Let's get on to the main topic. Come on now. We're talking about things we find funny because it's funny month. Everybody's funny and having a fun time. It's kind of a bit of a free-for-all. This is what we find funny and stuff. So let's start with Candy. What do you find funny?
I've got
In
loads
media,
of things.
obviously.
I've got loads of things that I find funny. I've written them all down. You can't just pinpoint one funny thing, can you? That's the funniest. So in no
I've got a
particular
list,
order.
don't worry.
Tenacious D, I'm starting off with, especially the first album that they did. I love the skits in between them. I love the Tenacious D film. I love the Tenacious D HBO series that they did.
Did you?
Just so daft. Yeah, completely. I love it. Just everything about it is just.
You're such a fucking stoner, mate. It's unbelievable.
Well, do you know what? I started watching it before I only started smoking weed when I was about 35.
Yeah, but you were
34,
destined.
35.
You were destined
I was
to do it.
Yeah, no, I was destined. Do you know what? I'm the most well, not sober, but I'm the most unhigh Kevin Smith and Tenacious D fan ever. Like, it's a surprise that the weed kicked in quite so late.
Wasn't Kevin Smith sober while he was doing all those films, and lately he's just a massive stoner again.
I think he only became a stoner later in life. Like, I think it's like the last 10 years.
You're basically Kevin Smith of Bristol.
I am, and I will happily take that title. What else have we got? Mrs. Doubtfire, absolutely love that film.
I thought you were going to say Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Mrs. Brown's Boys, yes, absolutely love it, can't beat it. But in particular,
did you know it was a man? Scene. Could you tell?
What? Big twist at the end.
Massive.
You know that it's not even a real house, it's a set.
Shut up.
You fucking what? But yeah, particularly the restaurant scene.
Oh God!
And it's just like a masterclass from Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And it used to. Do you know what that scene as well? It used to make me cringe. And the more I watch it, the more I just can't. Like, there's really like, it sounds funny to say in a comedy film, but that's really, really what I would call like fine acting. And just Robin Williams' timing and everything is just absolutely spot on. But it's endlessly quotable. And I remember that I was at a festival, and I'd been at the front barrier for hours and hours waiting to see this band next to a complete old crab cow just moaning and saying she was getting shoved and jostled and she just wasn't in the festival spirit. And just before the band that I was waiting to see come on, out of the air came a fucking apple core and got her right in the eye. And off she fucked. And somebody about 3 rows behind me said, "Oh, it was a run by fruiting!" And the entire crowd just absolutely went off. It was the funniest thing ever. But no, just absolutely love Mrs. Doubtfire. And that's one of my feel-good films as well.
Yeah, but don't you think there's a sinisterism to Mrs. Doubtfire? The fact that Sally Fields could never pull Pierce Brosnan in real life. Have you seen State of Pierce Brosnan in that? He's stunning. And Sally Fields is just Sally Fields. She's just... You know what I mean? It's like,
she's a nice
Pierce
person.
Brosnan is fucking James Bond and she's pulled him.
I always really feel bad for any actor that has to act opposite Robin Williams.
It's not fair, is it?
You're literally just a support.
Well, it's like, how can anyone stay professional when you've got him? Because obviously most of what Robin Williams would do in his comedy films is just riff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just keeps going, and then it just gets edited into something that makes sense.
That chaotic scene with the cream and stuff, and that's so good.
Like if you're Pierce Brosnan in that restaurant scene, how are you doing that with a straight face?
I don't know how
it's alone looking pissed off.
They must have had so many takes. Like, there must have been a lot of like cheek sucking to keep him in.
And I bet he sat there, it's Pierce Brosnan going, "I've just been accepted for James Bond and I'm sat here doing this."
What an honour, though. What an absolute honour. He must have seen himself how brilliant it was. And also,
he must have done.
Moving on from Mrs. Doubtfire, and I didn't write it down, but I'll include it anyway. The Birdcage.
Birdcage is so good.
Love that film.
And I haven't seen it in years, which is probably why I forgot to write it down. But I just such a
super
brilliant
gay,
film.
super fun.
Super gay, super fun. And if you haven't seen it, because it's quite old now, and I've spoken to a lot of people about it that have just never even heard of it.
It's like 93, 94? Maybe even
give it a watch. It's a senator's daughter invites her parents round to have dinner with her boyfriend, who own a drag bar.
Yes.
And they're very, very gay.
Oh, super gay.
And hijinks continue. But
they have to pretend to be straight, don't they?
Yeah, but it's that combination of Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
Nathan Lane's so good in that.
Both wild improvisers. There's one gag. It's not even the best gag in the film, but it's one that just makes me chuckle all the time. And it's, you know, they're trying to de-gay where they live.
Ungay this.
Senator come around, and Agador, their houseboy,
Hank Azaria,
played by Hank Azaria of all people, is stood cleaning
just
the
a little
pool,
rent boy, isn't it?
Yeah, just wearing a G-string. He says, "Can we get a straight pool boy?" He says, "Does one exist?"
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not the best gag in the film, but it's one that sticks with me. It's so funny.
It's so good.
Please get that watched. Carrying on with films, Anchorman as well. It's my favourite frat pack film. I think it's just another one that's just endlessly quotable. And it probably looks actually a little bit dated now. If you sort of, I'm sure some of the jokes are probably a little bit maybe frowned upon. But I still think it's absolutely...
nothing tops the news battle where he kills a man with a trident. I think you've got to leave town. I think you might have to leave town for a while.
Might have to lay low.
I actually quoted the outcome the other day. My daughter did something, I went, "You destroyed something I love. Now this is happening." I just punted one of her teddies.
Yes.
No.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion.
Yeah, that's the one that I use quite often.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah.
I can barely hear what you're
Choice.
saying. I cannot understand a word.
It's the Jack Black cameo for me. That one because it's so because he kicks the fucking dog off the bridge. I mean, that is just it's unreal.
And the noise.
Yeah.
And it would just go spinning as well.
Baxter, no!
Fuck twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Oh, God.
I love it. Step Brothers as well is another
film.
good Flat Pack
The
one.
thing is, with Anchorman, though, the film was so good. They made a film out of the outtakes of it.
That's right, and it's completely different.
It's mental. It's mental.
And then they made a sequel that they should never have made.
Oh,
They
God, that's
really shouldn't
shite.
have.
That's
No.
shite.
They have lost their funny edge, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Paul Rudd still has it.
I don't think he does, mate.
Yeah, he was never the main, was he?
No, I don't think he does. No.
Yeah.
I think the second one's just probably too improvised.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's
And
no
it was
structure,
quite-
no structure to it.
Quite forced, wasn't it? I thought.
Remember that shit with the dolphin? What the fuck?
No.
No.
Exactly.
I don't remember anything from that film other than the
There's
extended.
a dream sequence where he like
There's an
falls in love with
extended
a
fight scene with
dolphin.
more celebrities now.
Yeah,
Just-
Brad Pitt turns up.
I genuinely
remember-
can't remember the plot of that film.
I remember the slow motion bus crash, and I just remember a scorpion flying through the air, and that's
There's
it.
that bit when he's with that woman. He's like, "I'm having interracial sex. I never thought this would happen." That's about as funny as it gets, and it's not that funny.
I turned off the film at the bus crash. Just couldn't hack it anymore.
Yeah. Well, pretended it didn't exist. Not worth
Oh,
seeing.
when Brick says Bat is the chicken of the cave, that's a funny joke. That's a funny joke because he has deep fried bat. That's
Oh,
a
right.
funny joke. That's
Doesn't
a
he
funny
own, like, a
joke.
chicken?
Take your word for it. I can't
Yeah, but it's
remember.
Bat. He owns a chicken restaurant, but it's Bat.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a chicken of the cave. That's a funny joke.
Mm.
But that's not worth it, is it? It's not worth it. It's
No,
like Zoolander 2, innit? Go away.
That happened as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Although the original Zoolander, again, that was a
Sensational.
good one. Yeah.
Mhm.
So moving on, kind of more to stand-ups. Ultimate stand-up comedian for me, Billy Connolly. The way he
Big
doesn't
Yun.
tell jokes, he tells stories, and
Mhm.
he could just as he's a working class guy, and he could just be your local kind of eccentric down the pub telling these hilarious stories. But the way he commands the audience, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't even put my finger on my favorite. We'll call it a sketch, like my favorite sketch of his, because all of it is just, I absolutely love it.
I never cottoned on massively to Billy Connolly. I respect him. I've always laughed, but he's never been my thing. Do you get what I mean?
He's always
I
been
think
my
he's
ultimate.
great.
He's great.
Yeah.
I think
I
he
agree.
meanders a
I'm
bit
very
too
clever.
much.
Even away from the funny side, I just like listening to him
I like
Yeah.
him.
talk about stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's all he
Something
does,
like-
really, isn't he? He just talks about stuff, and it's just hilarious.
The stuff he's been releasing over the last couple of years since he's gotten quite ill, and it's kind of been more like it's almost like he's doing a talking memoir whenever he does interviews.
Introspectives, isn't it?
I think
Right,
it
he
is.
won't
really
do stand-up.
fascinating to listen to.
He won't do stand-up anymore, he said.
Oh, no. He's been retired from stand-up for a few years now because he's got dementia. Is it? It's
So,
dementia.
yes, it is a
Or
brain
Parkinson's.
Some
degenerative-
form, yeah.
Parkinson's
Basically,
or
that he
something,
just he said, I don't want to get to the point where I'm halfway through a joke and I forget
Forget.
what I'm talking about. So,
Mm,
Yeah.
and he says that has happened. So it's just like, nah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Na-
leave
national
him be. Let him
treasure,
rest. Let the man rest. Like I said, I don't want this to go out that I'm not a Billy Connolly fan. I'm just saying that. Don't.
Yeah.
That's not a quote. I'm not. I do
Noodles
like
hate
Billy
Scottish
Connolly.
people.
No, I don't hate Scottish people. I'm actually going to talk about Scottish people on my bit. Shut up.
They're hilarious. Mickey Flanagan as well, especially the maintaining the peep sketch. With the comedians that I've chosen, I'm not going to go through their sketches, but just sort of the highlight ones. But Mickey Flanagan as well, another sort of working class bloke that you could just have a
I like
chat
him.
with down the pub. And going out as well. Everyone says you're going out.
Go
You're
now.
going out, or you're going out.
Imagine if Biggie had some helium. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? Go now.
Helium and a wig.
Yeah, and a big
Oh,
wig.
wow.
Spaced. I've talked about it
Yes.
ad nauseum at this, but the episode in particular where they go to Camden on a night out and it ends in a slow motion finger gun battle. It just,
Yeah.
they
Hey,
used
mate,
to
this
be-
isn't weed. It's oregano. How do you know? I'm doing catering.
I'm a catering student.
Yeah.
But
I love
Space
all
is-
space, but I do love that episode where they go to see David Walliams in that play.
It's not finished. It's
Yeah, I
finished.
love that one.
It's the Robot Wars episode for me.
Oh, God, yeah.
So,
It's so good.
fair. That's not fair. No smoking.
So good.
But yeah, there used to be a break in Space when it was first shown, and I remember we watched that one episode in particular, and the break came on. I was absolutely laughing, and I was still laughing from the first half when the second half came on.
Really good. Really good.
Bill Bailey, another one of my favourite stand-ups. The way he
That's so
uses
good.
music and the way he changes pop songs to Cockney pub ditties is a favourite of
Yeah.
mine. And also
Yeah,
he does a
it does.
sketch where he's talking about the sound of like police cars and ambulance sirens from different countries. So he does the regular one on his keyboard, and then he'll do another one and uptune it so it sounds like a ambulance going into space. And then he does the French one that sounds like just the accordion pulled back and forth.
Yeah.
That just yeah
Yeah.
had me howling.
we saw him during the pandemic. They did this big kind of socially distanced arena thing in Newcastle, and we got tickets to see him. We were like front row in it, and it was great. It was great. We just had like a little pod of us like separated from other people. This is like the August of the first year of the pandemic, so it's like
Yeah, I
when people
remember.
were just experimenting to get stuff done. And it was great because you can see he was having great fun. But there's one thing. Every time I've seen either Bill Bailey live or seen like a Bill Bailey live show, when he brings out his theremin, there's a point where he's showing what it does, and he just like puts his hand to it and it makes a sound, and he has this little giggle every time. It's like it's still amusing to him that it does this.
I saw him live years ago, and the supporting act was Sean Locke, and that was just
that would have been a gig.
that were like
Ooh.
3 hours of just, I could not breathe. Both of them. Sean Locke was incredible. Just comedian, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
and then Bill Bailey after him, and he got Sean Locke back out to help him to do something. Oh, fucking sensation! It don't get better than that.
He loves him some
Really
Download
done.
Festival as well, Bill Bailey. Like if you ever go to
Oh, he's
Download,
always at
he's there just-
festivals, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just milling about with the crowd and everything. He doesn't care. And he also did the
Yeah.
air horns to Metallica.
Yeah.
Remember that? I think that was a Download,
I love
wasn't it?
I love his famous skit, his bit where he talks about how he went for the Lord of the Rings he went to a casting on that, and he didn't do his normal accent because he thought they wouldn't want it, and then everyone turns out to have his accent in the film. He fucking looks like a
his look.
dwarf, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
He made a good
Genius.
Hobbit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would. Genius.
Eddie Izzard as well. The Cake or Death,
Oh, love
Yeah.
Eddie Izzard.
Cake
I've
or
got
Death
Eddie as well.
sketch, The Beekeeper, and my absolute favourite was when the naming of Engelbert Humperdinck
Yeah.
when they're going through
Slap
like
tea
the
back.
yeah. Dingley
I
dong.
think they get funnier as they get older. I think Eddie Izzard just gets better.
Yeah.
Oh God, when they were on what were they on? They were on a talk show recently, just after they'd done some marathoning. Oh my God! Just how he he does not want to be this, so he just breaks all this talk show down. It's like a fucking Partridge sketch, and I'm just like, Eddie Izzard, genius.
Yeah. Well, a
fucking
lot
love
of
them.
comedians as well are so. I think you'd be surprised at just how clever a lot of comedians are because you
Yeah.
can't. You have to be so sharp and so quick and everything. Like, I think it's Jack Black's parents are both rocket scientists, so
Yes.
he's obviously like his shit is probably operating on a fairly high level. I think, and you
I
wouldn't
mean, he's a
think
smart
of
guy.
him. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily think of him as a particularly kind of smart comedian either. He's just kind of more slapstick. But I think he there's a
A
brain
lot of
cell in
comedians
there.
are troubled people, though, aren't they? Troubled souls.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
have to be to want to be a comedian.
Yeah, laughing clowns and all that, whatever. The sad clowns or whatever they call them.
Monty Python as well. Didn't they meet in uni doing like astrophysics or something?
Yes.
Oxford, Cambridge. They're
Oh my
all,
God.
Well, them folks.
Yeah.
Really good. Really good.
So moving on, I do like the Angry Joe show. I discovered Angry Joe when I was watching reviews
know
for
what that
Fallout
is.
76.
I don't know what Angry Joe is.
Just
He's a
basically
YouTuber that shouts a lot.
a game reviewer.
Clues in the name.
Angry Joe. But yeah,
Okay.
I discovered him when I
Not
was
related
watching,
to Kurt by any chance.
It's his dad.
But yeah, I really enjoy he does the his angry reviews, and he always does a bit of a skit and dresses up. And
So he's not
everything with
really
his-
angry. He's putting an act on.
I think he's pretty angry.
All right.
Were we saying angry or are we saying passionate? I think maybe passion. He talks
Okay.
loudly with
Shouty.
passion.
Okay.
Shouty.
Shouty, yeah.
Like, on the similar vein, angry gamer nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is either.
He's
You've seen Angry Video Game Nerd.
angry video
I
game nerd.
haven't.
You will have seen at some point.
Oh, but not realised who it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so funny. Like, it's just the more the further he's got on as well, and the more money he's made. Like, the production of his videos is obviously like just gone up.
Just getting angrier.
But like when he used to be getting angry at games he disliked, then it got to be the point it was just like, right, he's going to do an episode on Doom. You can't get angry at Doom. He's just like,
No.
this game is fucking amazing. He's just like, if I said fucking enough time, and he's angry at how good it is. He's just
Aggressively
being so,
happy about it.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. As time's gone on, Angry Video Game Nerd, I've liked him less and less. Like, I don't like his new stuff because it doesn't seem like he's putting the effort in anymore. But the early, maybe the first 5 or 6 seasons of what he did it's incomparably funny.
Oh yeah,
It's so good because he gets so fucking wound up by it.
that
And it's an act, but it's so good.
But that quote I'd use when we talk about video games that we struggled with as our kid, and I was talking about the turtle one.
Yeah.
And it's, like the rant he has at the end of that episode is just phenomenal. Like, so good.
Honest game trailers as well. Honest trailers and honest game trailers. That's actually on my list, so that leads on pretty well. Yeah, especially if you, have a look at that on YouTube too. But other than that, I think a lot of what I find funny is accidental funniness. Whether that
You
be
like people falling over.
I like people falling over. Whether that be
Fail army.
Who doesn't?
fail army, kids getting hurt.
Oh yeah.
Drunk people, not literally kids getting hurt, although it's an Instagram.
No, it's
thing,
funny.
Kids getting hurt. They don't die.
It's
or
fucking
anything.
funny.
They just get.
No, that's
funny.
kids getting killed. That's a different.
Yeah, I don't
Instagram.
watch that one.
No.
Drunk
She
people
masturbates
falling
to
over
it.
as well. Oh,
Stig! New Year's resolution, Stig's going to be the problematic one.
we're back with a vengeance.
I like it though.
Yeah, drunk people falling over as well, and I'm thinking of a few of my highlights in life of the funniest things that I've seen. Like recently, there was a good one. I was in the cinema, and it was a guy. I can't remember if I've told this story or not before, but he was walking. The lights had gone down, and he was carrying a massive thing of popcorn. Came up the stairs, tripped over on one side, and kind of went hurtling. You see all this popcorn just fly into the air. Goes hurtling into one row. Kind of gathers himself, gets the popcorn. Comes up a few more stairs, trips up, goes into the other side of the row, popcorn everywhere, and he's just lost all of it. So that was a good one. But I think I'm from like a long line. I'm from a particularly clumsy family. Like I'm from a long line of people that do not
Professional
stay up.
clumsiers.
Yeah, we don't stay up well as a family. So
Like the Darwin Awards are looking over you all the time.
pretty
These are gonna
much.
die.
There's been
They're gonna
several
fall on a
occasions.
spike.
Well, there's been several occasions where several family members have all ended up on the floor simultaneously trying to save each other. But we also like kind of comedy of
What are you
errors.
fucking
Type,
dominoes or something?
basically, yeah, we are a domino type bunch. Which is strange because we're all short and have big feet, so you'd think we'd stay up pretty well.
Like penguins. They're short and have big feet, and they
Yeah.
get flopped over all the time. You're a bunch of
they-
penguins.
Love it and slide about, a bit like us, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
kind of comedy of errors type situations. And a good one was when I was at Frankie and Benny's, and you know how they turn the lights
Someone's
down.
earning.
I know, right? Cheap Italian food. So they always put the lights down, and they'll do the big kind of birthday thing, and they'll come out.
And everyone
with a
pretends
cake.
it's the birthday.
Yeah,
free
so
cake.
so the lights go down, the song comes on, these poor workers start coming out the door. They've got this lit cake. The door kind of flies back onto this poor lady who's carrying the cake. Kind of knocks it out of her hands, and I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah,
Was gravity involved?
so what happened was one of the candles hit the balloon, which then burst the balloon, and then that blew out all the other candles. So they had to kind of like just retire back into the kitchen, and all the lights came back up, and they just had another go of it.
Is that your anecdote?
No, I got another one, but that was funny.
It's pure, mate. No, I like it. It's pure.
And another one, and this was my dad as well, and it was just a complete family of chaos.
I just imagine your dad to look like you, same hair, just with an handlebar moustache.
There's no moustache, but pretty much me, yeah.
Yeah.
Shorter hair. And he was once, he had this, the phone went off. He used to have one of those dial phones, rotary phones. And
I remember them.
Dial, with those dial phones. He kind of.
What are they called again?
Dialy phones.
It's called a telephone.
It was a rotary phone. This is an important part of it. But he kind of stumbled on his way to answer the phone. He had he had a whiskey in his hand. He knocked over a light, which then knocked over the whiskey, which then ignited the entire desk because the electricity had got to it.
What?
And it was just this complete moment of absolute chaos in the space of about 10. Yeah, in the space of about 10 seconds. The light had smashed. The desk was on fire. And
just sound evil. You just sat there, just like absolutely howling while everyone's running around like houses on fire.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
and they're like, Joe, help us for fuck's sake, help us, we're
I was
dying.
about 4 at the time. I didn't really know what to do.
She's that little girl in the meme that's grinning as the house in the background is on
That
fire.
was exactly it. I planned it all myself. And yeah, all this like just chaos and destruction. He answered the phone absolutely perfectly. You would never think there was anything wrong.
Hello, like that. like, I nearly died.
legs
Hello.
on fire. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, dead bodies in the background, everything. House burned down.
I like it.
Yeah, just completely ridiculous spills. Love them.
Excellent. That's a nice little rummage in your little humour brain there. I'll go next. It's very similar to how Caddy's put it. I've just got things that I like comedians and stuff. So my favourite type of like comedy is, I don't know if it's like regional comedy, where, because for years I thought I just liked English comedy. But I was so wrong. Like I love it when like just a couple of like, here we go, Stig. A couple of Scottish guys get together and they don't fucking care that no one knows what they're talking about, but they're still having a good time. You know what I mean? I fucking love that when there's some passion there, and I like it when people, from misery, they bring comedy out of it, if you get what I mean. Poverty, misery, working class, that kind of thing. I mean, even some middle class and fucking higher class people can be funny. But yeah, I like when they don't explain terms that they're talking about, and you've got to do your own little bit of research to it. And not just Scottish, but I really, really, really like Kiwi comedy, New Zealand comedy. I think they've got such a like Taika Waititi and his group, Jermaine Clements and Rhys Darby, those people. I think they've got a really good grasp on sarcasm. Which
it's a very British style of humour, isn't it?
Yeah, like sarcasm's one of my favourite types of humour in general.
I think that's why What We Do in the Shadows translated so well to a TV show. With 3 British lead actors.
Yes, yeah, because it just makes sense, doesn't it? We understand that in that like misery and stuff, there is funniness to it, and just I like snack. When you watch, like I've seen What We Do in the Shadows about 400 times. When you're still grasping these odd little words that they're saying in the background, that's funny. Like when you do edit to this podcast and you hear some of Biggie's little quips that you don't normally hear.
Yeah,
I think that's funnier. That you have to have a second listen to it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something. There must be a word for it, but I do like that repeated viewing type comedy.
Yeah.
Also,
it's always good that a comedy can stand up when you've heard the joke before.
Yeah, exactly.
I find a lot of American comedies don't work that well. Like
no, they don't.
You'll get a titter, or you'll get a big laugh, or whatever. But then you watch it back again, and it's just like, yeah,
it's not the same, is it?
It's not the same.
People cream over Peter Kay, and he just does like normal
garlic bread,
observational stuff, and I just think it's a bit.
No. Peter Kay doesn't do normal observation. What Peter Kay does was, do you remember what your nan did 80 years ago? It's kind of.
It's like lowest common denominator, isn't it? It's like everyone does remember the phone book, but he'll make a joke about the phone book.
Yeah, he takes the low hanging fruit of people's nostalgia.
Yeah, and I don't dislike him. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that's funny. No, because I think like when he did Phoenix Nights, I think that's genius.
I know, comedy, mate. That was 23 years ago.
I know it was.
He's not doing good things since.
But that shit is genius because it's all those little backhanded comments that side actors are saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the smart stuff. And I do like how Americans now have changed. Like, there's certain comics now, especially in podcasting, seems like you've got people like Theo Von. He's up and coming stand up. I don't like his stand up, but I like his podcasting. He had fucking one of the world's smartest men on, Neil deGrasse Tyson, on his podcast. And you know what he asked him? He asked him if space was gay. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, because he doesn't give a shit. And I like these comedians that don't give a shit, but they're not being mean about it. I'm not talking Frankie Boyle. They literally don't give a shit and they want to upset people. People that don't give a shit of themselves being themselves. And I like that about people. And I like that kind of comedy. I can't honestly say it's honest comedy, but it's earnest, if you get me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course he's going to ask if space is gay, because that's just who he is. You know what I mean? That's like, is it gay? Like, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson does his best to say, well, mathematically, yeah, it probably is gay. Space. They're talking about fucking space. And he had, what's his name, that idiot that does podcasts, Joe Rogan on it, and he just destroyed him. He just absolutely obliterated him on his podcast because Joe Rogan were getting annoyed that he were asking him questions that didn't make Joe Rogan look good. And that I love that about him. South African comedy is really good as well. Again, pessimistic and quite deep with South African comedy. Canadian comedy is a very strange one because they're very mild-mannered, aren't the Canadians? But they can be sneakily funny.
I went to a comedy store in Toronto, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. All these completely unknown comedians. All Canadians. It was amazing.
They're like, there's like a sinisterness behind that like kindness, isn't there? There's something underneath, like, we're only being kind to you because you're spending money, that kind of thing. And
I think they're a lot like us, the Canadians. There's a lot of sarcasm. There's gentle sarcasm.
Yeah. And again, I like sketch comedy. I'd like to absorb comedy really quickly. I don't like to dwell on it too much, but like sketch comedy, Ari Enfield, Monty Python, Fast Show, Big Train, a bit of Fry and Laurie, and Mitchell and Webb have quite a recent sketch show that they don't give a fuck either.
Yeah,
they don't want to. They're not trying to offend anybody. And then there's like Scottish shows like Burniston and Still Game and Limmy Show, for instance. I don't know if you, obviously people know Limmy now as this Twitch guy, but I remember when he did his sketch show and stuff, and it was so like avant-garde and off the wall and weird. It was just him in a fucking camcorder, and it's really fucking smart stuff.
I started watching Trigger Happy TV again recently because it's on Netflix. I remember not like thinking it was super funny at the time, but watching it again now, I don't know if it's just because it's such a time capsule. It's so 90s. It's just ridiculous.
It's really, but it's what's good about Trigger Happy TV and stuff like Phone Jacker and Face Jacker, those kind of things, is because they're real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're real. Have you ever seen Billy on the Street?
No.
Yeah.
God.
Right.
That guy's a genius. He just runs up to real people in New York and asks them stupid questions. And he'll go, miss, for $1, name me any woman. And they'll just go, they can't even name any woman. And it's so fucking funny. But I like quick comedy, if you get what I mean. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I like it. This is why I used to love Vine. Remember Vine? Oh, rest in peace, Vine. You get fucking classic sketches like Ali getting hit by that bus. Oh, for fuck's sake, Ali. When he just gets hit by that bus, and it's like, the man's got knocked over, but we're all laughing at him. And that guy putting his fucking bank card in that fence because he thinks it's an ATM. That's not a cash machine. It's so funny because he's pissed. And finally, I've just picked 3 really, what I find funny podcasts lately, because I think you can get really there's so many podcasts now that this is so hard to find something genuinely like belly laugh funny. I've got 2 Good Boys. I don't know if you ever listened to that. A couple of Scottish guys, and they only do a podcast like every 3 months. Every 3 months. So they don't do many a year, but it's
lazy.
So fucking good. Lazy. This past weekend with Theo Von, who I talked about, listen to the one where he interviews Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's hilarious. He's got a southern drawl to his voice. You know what I mean? He's one of them, like Louisiana or something like that. And I think he's playing an act. I don't think that's actually him. I don't really know him that well, but it's so funny. And Athletico Mince, which is Bob Mortimer's quote unquote football podcast. It's barely about football. It's really, you know what Bob Mortimer's like, but he's one of my heroes all time because it's that surrealness, that quick comedy, and just fucking, I don't know what it is. It's just like I can't get into those things like Friends and Mrs. Brown's Boys. I just can't. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I don't like popular shit, but I just think it's bare bones, that kind of comedy. There's no heart to it. You know what I mean?
Oodles, I think we need to have an adventure. This is the fourth time you've brought up Mrs. Brown's Boys on this episode. Is there something you're not telling us?
It's been a brown Christmas.
He saw the Christmas special.
I don't even have a telly. No, I just don't. I don't know what current. I don't know what's popular now. What comedy things are popular now? I don't know.
No idea.
You?
Not on British TV. No.
There aren't many sketch shows around actually at the moment, is there?
But don't you love sketch shows?
Yeah. The Fast Show. I wish I put that on my list.
Fast Show. Fast Show's so fucking... I know there's problematic stuff to it. I get it, guys. I get it. But fuck.
I think the Fast Show was too bad from what I remember, unless I'm misremembering.
There's bits in it. I wish they
digitise it, because the only way you can watch it is on YouTube.
Oh, it looks awful.
Yeah.
And the worst aspect ratio ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you come over to me now, Oodles, I can segue from them.
Fantastic. This is exactly what I'm going to do anyway. Stig.
So I haven't made a list of stuff I found funny. Talk about films and TV and shit all the time. So I was like, I'm going to try and focus it on one thing that I find really funny recently, and it does kind of work. Some of it works very well with a sketch show, and that's TikTok. In
TikTok's
general,
brilliant. It's funny.
I think that there's a lot of shit on TikTok. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of shit on TikTok. But if you curate your algorithm perfectly and follow the right people, there are some hilarious people on TikTok, and people that aren't being held back because they haven't got a TV deal or a radio deal or a Netflix special. They can literally make this comedy, write it out, make it, perform it, and put it out on TikTok for free.
And it's done in no more than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and
each one's
earning a living off it. And you do get sketch show type stuff on there.
You do. I love it.
I think I'd made a whole list of people I really enjoy on there as well. So I did make a list, but slightly different.
Not that. Yeah.
But yeah, I can lose myself just watching TikTok skits and comedy.
It's
and
when like you said, when
some people actually put into these things rather than just a fucking dance or doing a stupid
in my pants.
No, it's just like ever doing a dance, or when people move their lips to a song or a
lip
quote.
syncing,
Lip syncing.
Oh, lip sync is bollocks.
It's just shit.
Dull.
And half the time it's like it's the same ones over and over again. It's like someone's done a joke and then you just see the same people doing the same joke. Dull. But some people actually put their time and effort into creating something funny.
Like they used to do with Vine, but they've got a little bit more time to do it.
Yeah, so I talk about someone like, has anyone ever seen Jeff Wright? He's not on TikTok anymore. He's weirdly, he's not on TikTok. None of his videos are on there, but he's on YouTube. He was like the original person I saw that when people have conversations with themselves, but they make characters out of it. So he would.
Oh, when they're cutting camera to.
So he would have a conversation. He would bring different characters in, and he would do he's got a skit where he plays God and Jesus, and people.
That's clever.
People will come up to heaven and say, "Well, Jesus said I could do this." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Jesus, come in here," and he brings Jesus in. He's like, "Have you been telling these people down there, when Jesus was around, and you could do this and heal that?"
He's like, "Yes, Dad."
He's like, "Why have you been healing people?" He's like, he gave me these powers, and it's little things like that, and he's got all.
But it's quick to absorb, isn't it, and digest?
Exactly, it's very much like a sketch show. You have recurring characters. Each of these people have recurring characters that continue to come back, and you kind of have your favourites with them. There's a girl on there called Call Me Chris.
Yes, I've seen her. Yeah,
she's really good, and she has again just a plethora of made-up characters, and she's continually adding to that. But you want sometimes I want to see the kids again. She does these kid characters that are really funny.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy going through that. But then you're on the other side where you have these people doing these creative things, and then you have people like Sam Cotton. he draws cartoons over clips of inanimate objects and food and animals. He gives them like eyes and mouths, and then he makes a little story about him. And he's an Australian bloke, and he'd be like, he'll open up the fridge and there'll be like one courgette that's fresh and one courgette that's like dying out, and one will look grotesque. And they have like this conversation, this little comedy sketch with him. It's
I like that.
Yeah, he's really good, and he's got like he's often draws them over pigeons being dickheads. And
They are though, aren't they?
And like he just does a little narration and like voiceovers for stuff. But yeah, it's. Oh, I mean, I didn't want to go over this, but Hayley Morris. Have you seen Hayley Morris?
No.
You should look her up.
No.
She's so funny. So she creates all these characters based on female organs, like the brain,
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes,
heart,
I've seen her.
the
Yes.
the uterus, the vagina, the anus.
Oh,
Like,
aye.
and she puts them into situations like one recently where she had a tampon come in the room. She's like, "Oh, so you booked into Hotel Vagina for how long is it? Like for a week?"
like that.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, I think I'm a bit early." And she's like, "Well, yeah, you are a couple of days early." Like that, and she plays off that, and it's
That's
really
funny. That's clever.
And every now and again, she'll have the character poop and queef, like they'll turn up. Like she'll be doing one where she's kind of it's a sex situation, and then all of a sudden like a penis will pop in, and then her brain's going, "Please no, please no, please no," and then the queef will just open the door and go, "I'm here."
I like that.
She's really, really funny. So yeah, that's kind of stuff that I also really like on there. People taking the piss out of other people who are doing awful
I do.
things. So there's a guy called Eat That Goat. It's this guy from America. It's a black man from America, and he comments on people doing awful food videos. You know the type where they put a
Yeah.
huge block of cheese in the middle,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah.
and then
Gonna have
macaroni
something healthy
around it,
today.
and then fill it full of more cheese and heavy cream, and it's
Deep fry
more
it.
cheese. Yeah, and he's just ripping into them, and he uses a lot of swear words and the N word a lot, but it's just
He's allowed.
yeah, it's hilarious watching him. And sometimes you can tell that he's getting really angry. He's just like he gets really, really wound up sometimes.
There's a one like that I watch, but it's like she's like a grandma from Omaha.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's fucking
Oh, I
brilliant.
love her.
And
I wish she was my grandma.
and she's watching these videos, and you can tell she's clearly a very good cook, and she's been cooking for her family for decades. And she's watching these people like I seen there was one she was watching where someone was claiming they could make mashed potatoes out of crisps and milk.
Oh,
No,
I've seen that.
in a
In the bag
frying
as well.
pan. Yeah.
And some of them do it in the
No,
bag, and
no.
And then they pour it in the frying pan, and she's just losing her shit. It's so fucking funny.
That's
she
ridiculous.
did one like she was watching the one with the block of cheese and macaroni, and she's like watching it, and she just picks up the phone and she's like going, "Yeah, police." It's like, yeah, they're doing it again. like they're just. But yeah,
That's
she's
exactly what you'd want to do.
She's so knowledgeable that when she does funny videos like that, but then she's watching all these like videos of people cooking stuff from all around the world, and she knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
She'd be like, someone will put some on there. She goes, "Oh, so you've got some sheep bladder there." She knows instantly it's sheep bladder.
Because she's an expert.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Though.
Love it.
But yeah,
Love it.
them four brothers I really like. They're just stupid, but they're really funny. And yeah, the other people like Sweet Anita, like has made the most out of her Tourette's. Like she's really funny. Like she
Yeah,
uses
I've seen her.
She uses Tourette's to
She's
make
like
jokes and-
empowering herself with it, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's really
Yeah,
funny with it.
good. Yeah.
But one of my favorites, and you're like, oh, Adrian Bliss as well. You have to watch Adrian Bliss. The guy has a costume for every single scenario. You must have seen him at some point. It'll do like a Noah's Ark, and he'll have him, but dressed up in like all different animals, and his videos are all edited. So
I think I have seen that.
he's so funny, but his house must be full of costumes. He literally has a costume.
You've got to respect the
every
game, mate. You gotta
Every
respect
single
it.
scenario, and he'll do like a Noah's Ark video, and you'll see him there, and he's like, "Hang on, he's got about 6 or 7 different animals here." So he's bought all of these bloody costumes just for them to stand in the background and actually do nothing, just in the queue. But
My
yeah.
wife calls my wardrobe my costume cupboard, so I feel that. He's one of my brothers.
Yeah, but you know this guy as well. I'm going to finish on this guy, Shay Darena.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a comedian who does like
Yeah.
kind of funny commentary over videos.
He's good. He's really good.
And he just got me because, like, it's the first time I was watching his videos, and right then he just says, "Follow me, you fucking idiots." Every single video ends with "Follow me, you fucking idiots." Yeah, and he had this huge, fun TikTok rivalry with him and the Vanderlord. Who, like, the Vanderlord was this character that was playing this thing where, when males' secrets were getting put out there on TikTok, he would call.
Don't tell women this.
He would call you to task. He would bring he was like, the council is not happy for you have, like...
you stand up.
Yeah, he goes, you have revealed the male secrets to the world.
Yeah.
And he
Andy,
said...
cover your ears.
And he had, like, the council, and then Shay was just like, fuck that, release the secrets, I'm one of the rogues. And they did this huge... And they had people changing their profile pictures. Are you rogue?
They were a big war, weren't they?
They had a big war. They got onto ESPN and did this fake battle. Like, they took it from TikTok and made it
weren't last year, the year before, weren't it, that?
Yeah, it was massive. But Shay is so funny. I mean, yeah, he's really dirty and pervy in some of his videos, but like you'll be watching a video and he'll just pop up and you go, I know what you were watching. I know what you're watching. It's like, I was watching them too.
They'll say, what colour are her eyes? You didn't look at her eyes, did you?
Yeah.
Neither did I.
I love all the kind of things you guys have talked about, but like TikTok,
the modern stuff. That's where the fun is, isn't it? That's where the comedy is now.
I did have to come off for a while, and I did it today. I literally sat. Right, I got home. We were taking the kids out, and I got home. And I was on my own because Kate's at work, and it was all cold, so I went and laid her under a blanket. And I was like, I've got this to do. And I was like, I could watch some TV or a film. I ended up spending 2 hours scrolling through TikTok. I had a little doze in between, but like, I was like, this is
good, innit?
This isn't healthy.
Down the hole.
Like you said,
I could have watched a film in this time or completed
when you first
one of my
download
games.
TikTok and start scrolling and stuff, you set a profile. It's terrible. But first week, it's fucking shite. But when you've curated it and it knows what you've finished, what videos you've watched fully, and then by the end of the month, even Gadget knows because he's newer to it than me and Stig. It becomes yours then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I bet Gadget. I bet if I went through Gadget, it's just fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
There's a lot of D&D on mine.
on mine is all. It's all people falling over, boobs, willies, people falling over. Do you know what I mean? And Stig's got his little skits and stuff. It's just what it is.
And the boobs.
I'd love a little show where we grab someone's TikToks without their permission and we just see what they're into. Then you'd get a nice reading into what they're into.
Rate my TikTok.
I wouldn't want to watch Biggies. I bet Biggies would be terrifying.
I saw someone who said, this girlfriend, she goes, if we can get through 10 TikTok videos without an inappropriate woman coming up, I'm going to buy him a PS5. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get through 10 videos in a row without
mine
an
wouldn't get through
video.
that.
Yeah.
I think the first one that pops up is always someone in the mirror.
I found TikTok really frustrating because there's so much shit on there, and I wasted my time trying to find the good shit. And it just
flick past so it knows you don't like it.
If you give it any moment, if you give it 20, 30 seconds, it goes, oh, he likes that.
You'll know.
Like I watched.
You just got to go.
I watched Bill Burr's latest stand-up this week on Netflix, and I was looking at Bill Burr clips, and now it's just I get getting Bill Burr clips all the time. I don't mind it because I thought it was hilarious, but it's just
even stuff you've seen though. It just keeps repeating, doesn't it?
I don't really want to see the same clips over and over again. So you just eventually just have to kind of flick it out of your algorithm.
Do you know what my algorithm started doing? It just does theme tunes from 90s shows, kids shows and stuff.
Mine's done that a lot.
I'm into it. Bang into that.
Have you seen that guy who comes in like he's a record producer?
Yeah,
he comes and
I've
does.
seen him.
Yeah, we need a song for this. We
need a theme tune for the first level of Streets of Rage. Nothing serious.
Yeah,
and this little
and he's like proper getting into it.
Yeah,
I like the Sonic one.
I like Mortal Kombat one.
Yeah, it's like
when he goes.
We need something, nothing too stressful. We don't want to stress people out when they're on an underwater level. It's like he's like shaking in the screen.
He's got him, and he does that with his glasses. Then he flicks his glasses up.
It's when people are creative on there. It's brilliant. I think for that, it's great because, like I said, you're not tied down to.
But there's still
I can't get onto BBC.
Though.
I can't get onto Channel 4, but I can show my comedic genius on here, and from that, you might create something. You might get something bigger.
That's what happened to Bo Burnham, didn't he? Well, Vine.
Yeah.
Vine on YouTube, and look at him now.
There's a guy I like on there called Tom Cardy. He's an Australian lad. He does silly spoof songs, but he's really very, very talented.
He's Australian, so he's gonna be funny. They're funny people.
They are. They're very funny people. I think it's because they're all convicts.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm saying. Comedy from misery. That's what I'm saying. It's fucking brilliant.
I do like as well, actually, comedians on there is watching clips of hecklers getting absolutely fucking roasted.
Oh, it's
Comedy shows.
Brilliant. Especially
So good.
at comedy shows in Liverpool. When you can't,
Just anywhere,
you can't destroy a Liverpudlian comedian. They will destroy you.
Did you see that one where I think it was an American woman's heckling an Australian comic?
You can't.
And it just devolves into 9/11 jokes and school shooting jokes because she's the only American there and she's just clearly that entitled.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it. Let's move on anyway to Gadget comedy. Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, I like Weird Al Yankovic, but I mean, I like spoof stuff in general. I really like when people are clever and creative about sending stuff up, like, you know, even like films, Airplane, Naked Gun, Hot Shot, stuff like that. Like, I people don't class it as it, but I think it's one of the greatest spoofs of all time, Dodgeball, because it takes the piss out of sports movies.
I actually watched that the other day.
But
It is a spoof, yeah, it is definitely.
But it is also genuinely one of the funniest films, and I have never met a single person that doesn't like Dodgeball.
You could dodge
I
a
love
wrench, you
Dodgeball.
could dodge a ball.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's really good.
Which one was Pete the Pirate?
You must be Big Daddy.
The one that dressed like a pirate.
It's infinitely quotable. I have said to people before, you're about as useful as a cock flavored lollipop, because that is just one of the greatest insults ever conceived.
I mean, the commentators on that are fucking sensational, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I also happen to use it's a bold move. It's a bold strategy, Codden. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah.
When people do something stupid. It's
Good film.
It's a wonderful film, but because it is a spoof of something that people take so fucking seriously,
Yeah.
the kind of the either sports biopics or sports movies, it's just like it's so wonderful.
It's definitely a spoof.
Absolutely. Added to that, yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what Stig said with it, like the TikTok stuff. Like there's a lot of very, very funny stuff on there. One of the comedians that I don't know if you've seen that I really enjoy. He's called Ryan. Oh God, I know him as Youth Pastor.
Seacrest.
No, I know him as Youth Pastor Ryan from when he was on Instagram. Ryan,
Never heard
is it
of it.
Ryan Kelly. He's an American guy, and he used to work for Disney. He used to be an Imagineer for Disney, and he's just a very funny, innocent-looking man. But the biggest thing that everyone looks at about half his material is him trying to say, "No, I am actually straight," because he hits
bless him.
everybody's gaydar. Bless him, he's just a wholesome young man. But it's really funny. But yeah, for me, mostly. I like surreal comedy. I like old British comedy. You know, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I still think is one of the funniest books ever written.
It is.
I love Monty Python's Flying Circus. I love people that are inspired by that. Like, I've mentioned them on the podcast a few times before. Auntie Donna, which is an Australian sketch comedy crew.
They're good, aren't they?
They're very good, and they are very, very Monty Python.
And again, they don't care, do they?
No, it's really fucking.
They don't care
unhinged.
if you find it funny or not.
No, I mean they've got one of their highest viewed sketches on YouTube. Is called Got Room for More Christmas Pud, and it's the three of them.
That goes dark, doesn't it?
It goes dark, but it's most of it is the three of them go in there says, "Oh, I'm full, lads. You know, got a bit of room for Christmas Pud. I've got a bit of room for Christmas Pud. A little bit of Christmas Pud.
I've got a bit of room for Christmas Pud."
It's 5 minutes of that. But it keeps going, like the camera gets closer on their faces and it gets darker and darker, and it's so surreal and it's fucking wonderful.
They've all got quite distinctive looks between them as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which makes it good for a comedy
It's like
trio.
That comedy where it starts off funny and you're like, no, this is going a bit too long.
And then it
It's gone
gets
too long.
it gets
because
funnier.
it's gone on so long, it's gone off.
They did a series which was based around like a school, and one of them it's just called The Roll Call, and it's broad and just called.
That's really good. That
just doing the roll call, and it's Kevin, Stacey, 1940s man. All right,
Yeah,
and stuff
seen
like
that.
And it's
That's
like
so
all the different
good.
costumes. And my favorite one of that whole sequence is was it Man Who Vomits Black Stuff? And he goes, "I'm here, bro." I say, and he waits it. Is he going to vomit? Is he going to?
They're all waiting.
Yeah, I say, I'm glad we didn't need to. as he starts to vomit out.
Yeah, I was howling at that sketch.
It just
Yeah,
builds
good,
and builds and builds. So,
It's all on Netflix, isn't it?
well, so there's the Anti-Donna TV show on Netflix, 6 episodes of that, but then
Yeah.
there's like years of it on YouTube
Oh, right.
because that's where they started from. It's
I've seen loads of clips of them.
yeah, or Bigoted Bill. Bigoted Bill is one of the best songs ever written for it.
Do
For
you
a
know how I
comedy
got
show.
into them? Because Key and Peele told me to get into them.
You know, weirdly enough, I don't actually find Key and Peele that funny. I find some
I
things
do.
they do
Oh, I like
funny,
their
but
show.
Some of them
I-
it's good, some of it's hit and miss.
I think they're brilliant.
There's the one episode. There's one sketch I really like where it's the two of them trying not to let their wives hear them refer to them as bitches. I think that one was really funny.
That's good. When they go up on that tree.
Yeah, and I said bitch, but it's but they're kind
What
of
about the valets? They're good.
yeah. But I'm saying like that. I just didn't really find them that funny because I think a lot of their humor is based around, wear black you're not. It's that kind of
Yes.
like I
Yes.
don't like the kind of
There's-
humor. It's just like this is what I am and this is how it's different to you. That's
I love that.
It's
I actually love that. Like, it's just
I do.
yeah. I was going to
I
mention
love
when
it.
Oodles was saying about like comedians from different areas. Like, I kind of love it when
Yeah.
you're watching Taskmaster and they have like either black and Asian comedians on, and their style is so much different,
So different.
and you can't relate to some of the stuff they talk
Because it
about.
comes from a different place.
the
That's
way
what
they
it is.
the way they deliver it, it's just hilarious, and that's kind of what I
Yeah.
like about Key and Peele. Some of their stuff, like I
I
can say
do.
some stuff I thought it's been, it's not great, but some
that
of it
stuff when
is.
the gang were trying to be gangsters, but they're not actually gangsters when the other gangsters aren't there. It's really funny.
I will say
shit.
all the President Obama sketches were incredible.
Oh God, yeah, when he won't shake the white people's hands.
But
I go, my brother.
actually, Stig, you just brought me on to my next
Love it.
one, Taskmaster. I think that is one of the
Yeah,
funniest TV shows
love
ever
it.
created.
I've only ever watched it with you guys.
It's-
when we went to Podcastle.
It's fucking wonderful because it is just Greg Davies setting a load of comedians to entertain him. It's
It frightens me, Greg Davies. He's about 11 foot tall, isn't he?
Oh, he's massive.
6'8", I think.
Yeah.
He's a monster, isn't
I've
he? He
seen
could
him
crush
live,
us all.
and he's massive.
He could destroy us with a stride.
But there's
He's a monster.
yeah, but like Taskmaster, because all the tasks that they ask them to do are so kind of inane and ridiculous.
Yeah.
There was one in the latest series where like they had a picture of their hand taken on the first day, and then like in the last episode, they go into the garage in the house, and there's like 100 pictures of hands on the walls. They had to find theirs, and none of them.
I'll be fucked.
But none of them twigged that every hand there was a picture of a right hand, and they'd had their left hand picture taken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but honestly, it's surreal because you watch them walk in, like Dara O'Brien's like, "What the fuck am I looking at here?" It's just
Honestly,
proper
they do-
And
fucks with their
I
heads.
watched that episode with you guys in Podcastle where I think it was like Noel Fielding or something, and they had to find ducks or something, chickens.
That's it, yeah.
No, he wasn't in that series, but like that series wasn't the best, to be honest. Like that one, but this. Oh no, that one was alright. The one before, sorry, wasn't great. That one with
How long's it been going on for, like?
15 seasons now.
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah,
they must about 3 out a year though.
Oh, do they? Right, so it's not 15 years worth.
The like the last season was really fun. The season before was very good because mostly just because they had Ardal O'Hanlon in it.
That one was
And-
good. The one
he's
before it was.
brilliant.
The one before it wasn't that good at all.
No, it wasn't. But it's yeah, I absolutely adore it. It's one of the strangest silly. I think actually just what gets me going the most is silly comedy. Just people. It's
You
innocent.
like candy then, aren't you?
It's innocent. No one's getting hurt. It's just stupid, and it just as human beings, we're all idiots. We're all weird, surreal creatures, and I quite like comedy that celebrates that. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like political comedy. I like shouty comedy as well, but the ones that just make me giggle the most are really silly comedies.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy old people falling over and children falling over. That's fantastic.
It's brilliant.
And I like seeing Bill Burr getting angry.
It's good, isn't it?
There is a wonderful.
He's an angry man.
Well, he's a generally angry man, but there is a great video when he played Philadelphia at one point, and he went out to a hostile crowd, and he's just shouting at them. He's baiting them. He's standing up there. How long have I got? 9 minutes? Come on, you motherfuckers! I'm up here for another 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I
Just
love him.
like-
I think he's great. I mean, yeah, he picks on easy targets like at times, but
He is a twat in real life, but he's not like super baddie. He's just an angry bloke.
I love it when he was on Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan tried to bring someone up and he went, "Shut the fuck
Couldn't
up,
do
you
it.
don't know."
Yeah.
And he just shut
I
him
love
down.
it when people
Where-
destroy
where
Joe
some of them would,
Rogan.
like kind of
even
give
better
Joe
that
Rogan
was-
that time of day. He was like, "No."
Even better that was like COVID vaccines and stuff like that. Like Rogan was trying to get his kind of
That's it.
vaccine hesitancy going forward, and
He was
Bill
like,
Burr,
shut up.
yeah, Bill Burr's like, shut the fuck up. What do we know? We know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
latest
exactly.
one it's I really enjoyed it. It's really funny. And
Good, innit?
he goes out there with and he starts talking about guns. And he's in the South,
Mm.
and they're all like, "Yeah, guns." And like, he's not anti-gun, but he basically turns it on them to take the piss out of them being so full-on massive gun. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like he
Yeah.
turns it on them, and like he still does a really good sketch about owning a gun and having a gun, but he just makes them feel a little bit stupid and small for being so like
And that's what he's good at.
big on guns. Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
his sketch about adopting 2 children as well. Like he hasn't adopted, but he talks about I might
It is
I might
funny.
adopt. Oh man, I was howling. It was so good.
Yeah, he is good. I'd say modern, but he's been going for years. But current, he's up there. He's definitely up there because he's not scared of his own humour.
He's not scared of his
He's
own
not-
humor. He's not scared of the audience. He wants to say what he wants to say, and if people enjoy it, then he gets
Yeah.
paid for it. I think that's his attitude. on it.
Exactly. And he's not uber offensive either because some people do it for headline, don't they? Like
I think he's one.
Frankie Ball used to do it for headline.
Yeah, but Frankie Boyle's mellowed a lot. And Frankie Boyle's just aimed it all at the Tories.
He's gone full on left wing, hasn't he? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, he's all right now.
Sure. Yeah, he's better nowadays. I agree. But yeah, let's. I'm conscious of time as well.
Are you?
Is that most of it from you, mate?
Yeah, well, the last thing that I find funny is when Biggie mispronounces things. So I've got high hopes for the next
Good,
section.
Well, you should
That is
listen to
fucking
Smash
good.
That Glass if you want to.
Oh, God,
listen
yeah.
to people
Oh yeah,
mispronounce things.
I have been listening to it. There's been some butchering of words and names.
We should have a head-to-head because I honestly don't know who I'd back. We need to
Give
pronounce
Stace
off.
and Biggie a list of names and see who gets the most wrong.
Well, I mean, they already have a Biggie in their midst because Super Natty Cat broke a computer or something like that, or broke the stream for this latest episode.
Did she?
Oh my God, the editing I've had to do has been awful.
Oh, I know.
I only
it's so
finished
bad,
it about
isn't
an hour
it?
before we
Oh,
started.
I bet Gadget's like, you poor little
I
thing.
know. I don't know. I have a newfound respect. Not that I didn't respect you before, but my God.
She didn't. She used to message me saying, I don't respect
Let's
him.
give
Okay.
her the live in-house episodes we do, Gadget.
Oh,
Please
yes,
never
oh,
do.
yeah.
Please
Fucking
never do that to me.
They are horrendous. All the echoes and the out of sync. It's,
Or the 3-hour Christmas episodes.
yeah. Used
I
to.
tend to be ill.
Anyway, Biggie,
Yeah.
say something.
Yeah.
Say something funny.
Well,
Come on,
Do it
Kyle.
for
I
me.
want to give I want to give a big shout out to the original Office because I thought that was a fantastic, really wonderful,
But it's not as
awkward
good as
humour.
American one.
and then just amazed at how the Office took that, tried to do the same thing, and it didn't work, and then created their own version of it, which was even better. It was just and then Parks and Recreation jumped on the bandwagon, did a great job.
Yeah.
What they do in the shadows, how I missed that movie when it first came out, and then
So
loved the
good.
TV show as well.
It's probably one of my most watched films of all time, that.
It's just so
Easy.
consistently good with the humour. Every episode.
We're werewolves,
is a
not
banger.
swearwolves. I fucking said that every day, mate.
It's just Rhys Darby, man. He's got that voice and that tone.
He's so good.
He's just
so good.
He's
You seen him in Flight of the Conchords? Band meeting. Band meeting, everyone.
He sounds
There's
like
three of them.
like a middle manager / middle school teacher. As the captain in our flag means death. He's fucking
He's
incredible.
good in here. The Gentleman Pirate.
Gentleman pirate. What's the difference between us and other pirates? Well, I'll give them a living wage.
So good. Carry on, Biggie.
Speaking of The Office, massive fan of Ricky Gervais when he hosts the Oscars. I don't think
so
he's ever
good.
going to be asked back.
No, he's never going
But
to get
the
asked
fact
back to
that
do
it's
It's not the
fact that
Oscars, is
massive
it? It's
Golden
backs-
not the
Globes.
Oscars here.
Oh, the
Golden
Globes, yeah.
Globes,
It's a massive backslapping event, and he just ripped into that.
He doesn't like the
beautifully.
Hollywood foreign press, does he? Even though they keep paying him
I
to
was
do
going to say,
it.
it's like
But-
5 times they invited him to do it.
Hey, that last one he did, he went, I'm back again. This'll be my last. This'll be my last time.
Just thank you, God, and fuck
And
off.
Yeah.
The awkwardness of the the crowd is just insane. It's brilliant. It's
I love it
just
when he
people
talks about
just-
Jeffrey Epstein and then it just points to everyone that were involved with. I was like, fuck it,
But it's
take the
great
camera off
because-
my face now.
You can see the actors that get it, and then you see the others or the directors or whatever who are just offended, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, he's doing it. Just he's being honest, and even about himself. It doesn't matter.
Tom Hanks didn't
That's
like
what I
it.
love
Tom Hanks
about
was
him.
not impressed at all. I was
Tom
gonna-
Hanks did not
No,
like
he
any
wasn't.
of it.
No,
Something like that.
I don't like Tom
and
Hanks.
his stand-up is very good as well. Ricky Gervais' stand-up is excellent.
It is.
I wanted to give a big shout out to The Past. It Will Be Alright on the Night with Dennis Norden. I just loved that show. It was just
So good.
Quality-
Come out with a
Talk
clipboard.
about court jesters.
quality out.
Back
Quality
in the
outtakes.
Renaissance.
No, quality outtakes. They were so good back in the day. It's a shame I don't think
And-
you have a show like that anymore.
And
But,
Auntie's Bloomers was better.
No.
I always thought that with Terry Wogan hosting it.
Hello
about
there,
that.
Terry Wogan.
it's still my
I know.
favourite.
I liked thingies. Like what he says with Dennis Norden when he comes out with his clipboard. Ooh,
Yeah. He was very smart, very clever guy with his words. as
very
well.
old.
But
He's
there was
gotta be
one
dead,
particular
hasn't
clip. Yeah, he is. One of my favourite clips ever. There was literally, it's an American show, and it's a guy interviewing another guy that's brought in a gecko that's on a little bit of bark on the podium in front of them. They're obviously talking about, I don't know, a zoo or something. And then this gecko jumps on the host out of nowhere.
he? Ugh.
And the noise he makes
I know
as it
the
lands on him, and he jumps out of the picture, and he kind of makes this noise that sounds like a Street Fighter move. It's so weird. He kind of goes "Yip, skip, blah, blah, blah," as he jumps to the left.
It sounds like you at a
If you-
quiz then, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does. And if you can track down that clip, it's incredible. I've watched it.
I think
a
I've seen it,
million-
mate. I genuinely
literally,
think I've seen it.
if it's got 1 million views, most of them are me. I've seen that so many times. I love it. But yeah, there were some great clips. And just seeing, actors.
You've not
when
seen
you're
that woman that
watching
gets
shows.
knocked over by that goat? She's doing an
Yeah.
interview on news and she goes, "Whoa! Ah!" Fucking goat knocks her off. It's so funny.
It's just nice seeing these sort of celebrities becoming normal people again, when they're just giggling at people corpsing when they're
It is, mate.
doing their episodes or dramas, whatever it is. It's fantastic. I wanted to give a shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy because that came out of nowhere with the humour. I thought
It's funny,
with the way
isn't it?
that the Marvel universe was, all serious for the right reasons in a lot of their movies, and then the comedy in that was fantastic. That was such a good shout.
Yeah.
When I used to read books, Terry Pratchett, massive fan of him.
yeah.
8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown.
Mate, the clips from
8 out
that
of 10
show
Cats
kill
were
me.
great anyway. But when it went to Countdown, that was
That
just
Joe Wilkinson,
class.
that I Named Your Penis, is the fucking
Oh,
greatest clip of all time. He goes, "You're welcome. I've just named your penis," and he can't get through it, can he? He just can't get through it because it's so funny.
but Sean Locke is fantastic on that. He's great stand up, a great comedian anyway. But he and
Was
John
the
Richardson
best.
owned that show. It's just incredible. Another shout out. Gadget mentioned it in the Discord, I think, or in our chat. It was the Day to Day and Brass Eye.
Yeah.
Oh god,
And Jam
The
as well. I mean,
paedophile
Alan
episode.
Partridge, first appearance on the Day to Day, and Alan Partridge is one of my favourite characters of all time. Just
I-
I love him.
incredible.
I will never get over in that Brass Eye paedophile special. That clip that it goes to is
It's like Gaza on it and stuff.
what is it? Here's security footage of a paedophile dressed as a high school trying to lure children, and there's just a school walking down the street. And how
It's so funny.
people lost their shit over that episode. It's like, how can you watch
Thought it
that
were real.
and think it's real?
Yeah,
The
they had
sketch
Gaza
with
on
Phil
it, didn't they? Like,
Collins.
Oh, honestly,
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
The men talk about nonce and cakes and stuff.
as
and I'm
an
like,
acronym.
oh, God, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
What makes sense?
And,
Nonsense.
Nonsense. So
Sniffing
funny.
the keyboard, you can smell it.
He sent out a special pheromone through the keyboard.
It's so good. It's so
But-
good.
Chris
Oh,
Morrison,
God.
very talented guy, and he got a great cast with him to do those shows. Another shout out to Steve Martin, particularly in the 80s. The Jerk, Man with Two Brains, Roxanne, Dirty Rotten, Planes, Trains. He just knocked movie after movie out the park. Just incredible.
It's nice to see him
again,
back
I
with
agree.
Martin Short in like what's
Doing
it?
that thing, aren't they?
Yeah, I need to watch
Only
that. I haven't
murders in
watched
the
that yet.
building.
That's it.
Yeah. Is it any good, that?
It's supposed to be brilliant. It's been renewed for a third season as well.
I thought Martin Short retired, me.
No.
Completely, not dead. I mean, retired from acting completely. I thought.
No, you're not thinking
of
of Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, same small people.
Yeah, he retired after his wife died.
Now I feel bad.
You should.
Oh well. Next.
Back to comedy. But I agree with Candy. Eddie Izzard is my favourite stand-up comedian. I'm blessed to have met him. I've seen his shows. I got him to sign my DVD collection. He's fantastic.
So
going
jealous.
back and looking back at all of the original material, I just love that
So good.
stuff.
So good.
He's so clever. Some people say he's written his mistakes into the comedy, but it works. It's all good. It's very
Super
very
clever.
clever.
Have you watched a recent documentary they did called, I think it's called Believe, but it's about how they got their start in comedy and everything. That's really interesting. If you like Eddie Izzard, have a watch of that.
No, I haven't seen that. And the marathon running stuff he did is just incredible. That was
Inspirational.
Very inspirational. And I just wanted to mention one video on
you have a
TikTok
flag?
that's my favourite. Huh?
I just think of the Eddie Izzard one. Then it's just like, do you have a flag?
Yeah.
So good. So good.
His Star Wars sketch is fantastic. There's so much material but there's just one video on TikTok because I'm not a massive fan of TikTok, but again, I don't know if this is real or not, but there's this, I sent it to you guys ages ago, but it's this couple that's sitting in a car and the guy's the driver and I think the woman is just sitting there and she's about to do a video just chatting to the camera, and halfway through a sentence he just grabs underneath her chin and just wobbles where her larynx is.
You did. Yes.
And it sounds like she's a turkey, and she just turns around like, what the fuck was that? And it's just hysterical. I've seen that a million times because I just
Mate,
can't
there's more
get over
gold on that app. There's more gold on that app if you
the
just
sound
dig for
she
it.
makes.
You've got
when
a
she
word
does
for
it.
the
It's just-
shit, but you'll find the good stuff.
Dig for it, mate.
Yeah.
Dig for it.
I just got tired of rubbish on there, so maybe I didn't curate it properly, but
Yeah,
yeah,
she was too busy looking at cleavage. That's what you were doing.
but yeah, I'm just the Monty Python humour. I grew up with that, and I love that sort of weird, surreal stuff as well. And it's timeless. Fawlty Towers, anything like that, it just gets me going.
Isn't it mad that Fawlty Towers is
is
so good and we all love it that much? And there's like 10 episodes or something.
12.
Yeah,
12. And
they
it's
ended
still,
at the right time.
I could still watch them all over and over and over and over and over and over
Yeah.
again. I just fucking John Cleese. Remember when John Cleese were a good person?
Well,
Fuck.
before he became an arch boomer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember? Fuck. Oh.
But also, the one thing I did want to drop in quickly is my daughter, because if you do think I do have a bit of a sense of humour,
Bit
she's
nepotism
definitely getting
there,
it off.
mate.
She's getting it off me. Because, she's turned into a right cheeky little woman. And I love it. It's brilliant. She's really good.
Is she
Keeping me
a little
entertained
bit,
every day.
Is she sassy? Does she point finger? Is she sassy?
Oh yeah, kids do.
Not quite,
great
but
stuff, don't
there's
they?
mannerisms. Anyone that's got kids will spot mannerisms of the
My
parents
daughter's
in
such
their
a
child.
sass part. And she don't get it off
She's-
me or my wife. She's just sassy.
Definitely got my cheeky sense of humour. I can see it coming through now, and it makes me smile when she just does something a bit funny, and I'm just like, yeah.
Do you know what's
I
good
see where
about
that's coming
having a male child? And now he's like 10 now. And when I talk to him about girls, it's the funniest thing I can ever talk about, ever. And he gets so red and blushing and stuff. I'm like, oh, is that your girlfriend? No. He's got a phone now and he text messages. Oh, who's that? Oh, God, it's my favourite thing to do. But when it's going to be my daughter, I'm going to be complete opposite. I don't fucking talk to anybody. Oh,
But yeah, Gadget already mentioned Airplane, Naked Gun, all that stuff. Just they were superb. But yeah, they're my choices.
I think we're all into funny stuff. Have we got anything in the sack?
We do. We have a few to start off the year. Debbie Punk has said parkour fails. And
Oh, that's so good.
Yes.
I kind of wrap
that's
that up
right.
in my people falling over things. So people do.
Fail Army, innit?
Yeah. I remember 2013 or something when Fail Army first kicked off, and I would sit there. I would watch hours of YouTube just watching their videos after each other.
Because it's like You Being Framed Plus, isn't it? A bit more harsher.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, yeah. So like parkour fails or like anything on like Fail Army or Russian dashcam footage. Watch that. It's fucking hilarious. You'll never drive again.
So good.
Yeah.
Russians
So good.
can't drive.
Have you seen that Russian dashcam one? That road rage one. It's quite an old one now. That a car hits another car and they're kicking off, and then a fucking meteor hits at the side of it. And I'm not kidding. An actual
I've seen
meteor.
that one.
And they're both like, "We're friends now. Meteors come. We are no longer enemies. The aliens are." So funny. Love 'em.
Lee Davies has said, Happy New Year. Things that make me laugh the most. Recently, the thing that made me laugh most was the Christmas Adam Buxton podcast. He has Joe Cornish
he's
on once
great.
a year, and it never fails to make me laugh. In terms of movies, I'll say that 21 Jump Street film from a few years back. There's a bit in it where they're tripping out, which had me in stitches.
Yeah. Bad trip.
I want to give a quick
21
shout
Jump
out
Street
to
is good, but 22 isn't.
No, it is. That's
yes.
good as well.
I prefer
And
21.
the closing credits to
I do
22
too.
Jump Street is the best closing credits ever.
Oh, when they're doing all the
They
sequels.
do them all of them, yeah. It's like, you're
That's
going
good.
to culinary school or something. It's like that. And it just
In
goes through all the
space.
different ones. Yeah, like, it's so good.
Yeah,
and
that
then
is good. That's
at
good.
one point, Jonah Hill's character is replaced
Yeah,
by a different actor.
And then he's back on next
And then he's
one.
back on the next film.
Yeah, that is funny, actually. Oh, yeah.
Please check out Adam Buxton's podcast, especially all the early stuff he did.
Oh, I
on
do. Everyone, it's one of the first podcasts
way-
I ever listened to.
Yeah, he's very funny, and he just gets some really nice conversations with people as well. Really clever
I don't
guy.
listen to all of his because I just don't.
I pick and choose depending who the guest is.
Yeah, I do. I like Adam Buxton. I think he's a good man. He's a good man, and he rocks a beard.
Clever musician as well. Clever musician.
Last up, Best Boy Angry Curtis said, Hi, ME crew, and Happy New Year. I love cringe comedy and puns. The king of puns is a man called James Richardson, who used to host Football Italia on Channel 4 and now does the Totally Football Show podcast. I've never known anyone to be as sharp as him when it comes to making a pun.
Mm-hmm. Really good.
Um,
Really good stuff.
In TV and film, the type of cringe comedy I like is stuff like Elf, which I always laugh at, even though I know the jokes. Is Elf cringe
Elf?
comedy?
Yeah, it's pretty
Some of
fucking
it
cringy,
is.
mate. When that elf's
think-
fucking eating sweets at table.
When he comes up to his dad, he's like, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Fair
I love
yeah,
you.
it's
Will
like, it's
Ferrell's
pretty
just a
fucking
bit cringe,
cringy.
isn't he?
And,
Yeah.
and that bit when he gets hit by that taxi is brilliant. It's brilliant.
I
Yeah.
I
Quite
think we need to test the theory though and get Kurt to watch the Scott's Tots episode of The Office.
No,
See if he can
won't
make
be
it
able to
through
do
that.
No one can. I've watched that episode once in my life. I can't do it ever again. It's the most cringe episode of any TV show ever.
It's the
Half an hour of pure cringe.
It's the Schindler's List of cringe comedy.
Cringeler's List. Telling you.
There's an episode title.
It's fucking horrendous. I think we should do a live stream of us watching that episode and just wincing. But the thing is, it's a good, well-constructed comedy episode. It's just
It's brilliant.
so cringy. I can't.
Anyway,
It makes me sick.
Laptop batteries.
Anyway,
Yay!
carrying on with Kurt, he says, my favorite comedy of all time on Netflix, I Think You Should Leave, which gets me laughing so hard every time I can't breathe.
Don't know what that is.
I'm delighted there's a new season this year. I also started Nathan For You, which is similar and nearly as good. Cheers, Kurt.
Yeah, I think you should
And
leave.
they've
It's just, again,
What
it's
is,
one of those
I know what Nathan For You is.
Oh my, it's just one of those ones where it's so cringe at times, and it goes through that point where the joke is just, again, like we talked about earlier,
It's
where
gone too long.
it's dragging on for so long, and then it just fucking whips back around again and like gets a great punch.
Sometimes that works, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
works, yeah. I might check that out. Is any good? Excellent. So that is everything from everyone. Excuse me, I've run a burp then. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. And please consider becoming a patron to help support our endeavour. And please give us a 5-star review, watch us YouTube, do all that, and watch all of us other shows. Next week, we are talking about our favourite British comedy shows. British. So we're not going across the pond, we're not going overseas. We're staying on terra firma, and we're going to talk about our favourite British comedies of all time. A bit more in depth than what we did today. So you might hear things we've talked about today, but I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So please get that feedback in. And remember, that's really it. That's how these shows go. This is a new year, new shows.
You still can't
If
end
you're
a
a patron-
podcast, can you?
It's not over yet.
Say bye.
It's not over yet,
Say bye.
dickhead. No. If you are a patron, you will meet us in the green room. If you're not a patron, you're missing out on extra comedy, extra funnies. So, this has been a podcast. This is a new year. Goodbye.
Get your feedback sent in, you bastards.
Never change.
Horrible bastard.